Chapter 142. After Su Yin and Tang Jiu put on their clothes, they left the hotel and went straight to the medicinal cuisine restaurant. Tang Jiu knew very well that once Tang Yifei found out that she was here, he would definitely tell everyone in the Tang family. She also knew that Tang Yifei would tearfully describe the messy life she had with men in Hudong City. He would also bitterly complain to the Tang family that her brother was not good enough. He would say that her brother was useless for not being able to stop her messing around. Although Tang Jiu also wanted to go back and explain things clearly, she knew that it was too late to go back before her second brother went back. She might as well let him say whatever he wanted when he went back. After all, black was black and white was white. It would never be reversed. She would bring Su Yun back to prove to everyone in the Tang family that Su Yun was not the kind of man Tang Yifei described him to be. If anyone was not convinced, she was confident that Su Yun could make them obey. "What are you thinking about?" Su Yun saw through Tang Jiu's thoughts. He said calmly, "Are you afraid that your brother from yesterday will spread rumors?" Tang Jiu smiled reluctantly. He can say whatever he wants. The first day of every month is the day of the Tang family's big gathering. In 2 days, it will be the 1st of October. I just want to go back on that day. Su Yun raised his eyebrows. "So you're saying that you want to grandly introduce me to everyone in the Tang family on that day? Am I right?" "Yes." Although Tang Jiu's tone was not harsh, his answer was very firm. Although Su Yun was not a high-profile person, he still decided to respect Tang Jiu's personal opinion. It was just being high-profile for once. It did not matter. "Aren't you afraid that the Tang family will kill me on that day? If you were so easily killed by the Tang family, I wouldn't be begging you like this," Tang Jiu said casually. "You seem to be stronger than all the masters I've seen. That's why I believe in you and chose you. Not being killed by the Tang family is the most basic thing. If you can't even handle this, then I really misjudged you." Su Yun laughed as the car stopped in front of the medicinal cuisine restaurant. Coincidentally, Su Xiaoran also happened to come to the medicinal cuisine restaurant to pick up Guogua. As soon as she got out of the car, she bumped into Su Yun. Just as she was about to greet Su Yun, a girl with such an extraordinary temperament got out of the car. Although Su Xiaoran still had a smile on her face, she knew that she was more or less feeling a little awkward. The identity of this girl had also become a question mark in her heart. "Miss Su Guogua, sorry to trouble you again." Su Yun didn't feel that anything was wrong. He didn't do anything wrong, so he wasn't afraid of ghosts knocking on the door. He directly went forward to greet Su Xiaoran. Su Xiaoran immediately adjusted her state of mind and maintained a smile. "It's no trouble at all. Let's go in and have something to eat." Su Yun knew that Ruan Qingshuang must have made breakfast. Tang Jiu sized up Su Xiaoran and whispered to Su Yun, "This is Guogua's teacher?" "Hello, my name is Su Xiaoran. I'm Guogua's class teacher." Su Xiaoran immediately took the initiative to extend her hand and politely said. Tang Jiu shook Su Xiaoran's hand and said, "Miss Su, hello. My name is Tang Jiu. I'm Guogua's good sister. If Guogua needs anything at school, feel free to tell me. I'm really sorry to trouble you to take care of Guogua at school." "Thank you," Su Xiaoran hurriedly said. "It's nothing. You really don't have to be so polite." However, she still did not understand when Guogua had such a good sister. Moreover, she could tell from the way she dressed that she was not an ordinary girl. After being polite, Tang Jiu pointed at Su Yin and said, "He's my boyfriend." Su Xiaoran was slightly stunned. There was a slight change in her expression. She was obviously very surprised. After all, Su Yun's girlfriend appeared too suddenly. However, after thinking about it carefully, Su Xiaoran felt that it was not impossible. After all, Su Yun was so outstanding. It was normal for him to have a girlfriend. Perhaps it was inconvenient for a boyfriend and girlfriend to do things at night in the medicinal cuisine restaurant. It was normal for them to go out. Su Xiaoran originally thought that Su Yin and Qing Shuang would be a couple. She did not expect this to happen. Su Yin helplessly sighed. "Tang Jiu, it's not too late to say this when we reach Jibei City. Do you want everyone in Hudong City to know about it?" Tang Jiu shrugged. "I don't care, as long as you don't mind." Guogua had just finished her breakfast when she saw the few people outside. She put down her chopsticks and rushed out. She hugged Tang Jiu and said excitedly, Sister Xiaojiu, my father didn't bully you last night, right? If he bullies you, just tell me. I will never forgive him. He, Guogua didn't see you last night. I missed you. Is that so? Good Guogua, Sister Xiaojiu missed you too. Tang Jiu said. Of course your father treats me very well. If he didn't, how could I let him be my future husband? Although Guogua was shocked, she looked at Su Yin calmly. Logically speaking, her father was not the kind of person who would forget righteousness at the sight of profit. It was definitely not because Sister Xiaojiu was rich that he did not want Mother Wan. He probably repaid the debt with his body. He had completely exchanged the hotel for them. It seemed that her mother was not the only good person in this world. Her father was also good. Fortunately, Tang Jiu was not an outsider now. Guogua could only sigh that this fertile water did not flow into an outsider's field. This was considered very fortunate. At this time, Cho Yun also came out with her school bag. Sister Xiaojiu, then we will go first. Guogua ran to Su Xiaoran's side. She held Su Xiaoran's hand and said, Miss Su, you send Guogua to school every day. Guogua feels bad. Let's go to the mall after school today. What clothes do you like? Guogua will buy them for you. Su Xiaoran smiled faintly. Really? Then Miss Su will thank Guogua first. But Guogua is not making money now. When you grow up and make money, then you can buy it for Miss Su, okay? Guogua shook her head like a rattledrum. Miss Su, I will make money in a few days. Besides, when I grow up, Miss Su will not be at the age where she is graceful and outstanding. Now is the age where she looks good no matter what she wears. Su Xiaoran pursed her lips and smiled. You have a sweet mouth. I am afraid of you. Quickly get in the car. If we don't leave, we will be late. Miss Su, you don't want to come in and eat. Su Yun said embarrassedly. You come every day and don't eat breakfast here. How can we not feel embarrassed? I like to wake up early and make breakfast myself. Su Xiaoran smiled. Su Yun couldn't help but sigh. Miss Su, you are too virtuous. Whoever marries you in the future will be extremely lucky. Dear, I can make breakfast too. I will make it for you in the future. Tang Jiu looked at Su Yun with a smile, but Su Yun felt that there was something wrong with that smile. How should he describe it? Yes. It was best to hide a knife in a smile. Cho Yun looked at Tang Jiu and said nothing. She directly stuffed Guogua into Su Xiaoran's car and said to Su Xiaoran, Miss Su, sorry to trouble you again. After Su Xiaoran left with Guogua, Qin Wan'er came out of the door. She immediately looked at Su Yun with a strange look. Yo, how much did you take advantage of last night? Why are you smiling so brightly? It's as big as you think it is. Su Yun didn't fall for Qin Wan'er's provocation. Why? Are you jealous? Jealous of your head. Qin Wan'er stared at Su Yun. I don't have time to talk to you. Go play somewhere else. Tang Jiu smiled and said to Qin Wan'er in a friendly manner, Wan'er, take care. Be careful. Thank you, little Jiu. Qin Wan'er also grinned. See you in the afternoon. See you in the afternoon. Su Yun was stunned for a long time and didn't understand. Why did they look like heroes who regretted not meeting sooner? People said that they appreciated each other. Could it be that they appreciated each other? He guessed that Guogua had said a lot of good things about Tang Jiu to Qin Wan. Qin Wan'er quickly left. Tang Jiu saw that Su Yun hadn't pushed the door open and directly said, Have you not thought about how to tell Sister Qing Shuang about this? Su Yun certainly wouldn't admit that he had been seen through. He shook his head and denied it. No, don't accuse me. You don't want to admit it. Tang Jiu smiled. Don't think that I can't see anything. Let's not talk about Sister Qing Shuang. Let's talk about Miss Su. When she heard that I was your girlfriend, didn't you see the expression on her face? Although she didn't change color or twitch, a woman knows another woman very well. I could see what she was thinking. Are you done? Su Yun was speechless. Why are you so gossipy? I promised to help you. You don't have to be so serious. Don't tell me that you want to investigate all the women I've been in contact with. Tang Jiu touched his chin and nodded thoughtfully. Your suggestion is very good, but I don't have that much free time. I don't need to investigate all of them. I only need to investigate these few people. Su Yun was stunned. He replied, Are you crazy? I was just joking. Why are you so serious? Tang Jiu frowned and said like a little girl. Aren't you afraid that I, your girlfriend, will be jealous? Su Yin sighed. Tang Jiu, why do I suddenly feel that I can't see through you? Don't tell me that I have to count the money for you after being sold by you? Tang Jiu smiled. If I were that good, I wouldn't have to ask you to help me. Okay, hurry up and say hello to Sister Qing Shuang. Then, come with me immediately to change the legal person of the hotel. Su Yin shook his head. I don't have the time to take care of the hotel. Let Sister Shuang be the legal person of the hotel. Since you don't want it, I won't hold back. It's best to let Sister Shuang take over the hotel. Your sworn brother, Sister Guogua, shouldn't have any objections. Tang Jiu pouted and nodded. Okay, I'll listen to you. Hee, you really don't care about your girlfriend's feelings. Didn't we say that we were just acting? Miss Tang Jiu, don't tell me you're getting into character so quickly? Su Yin laughed. Then I got lucky. Chapter 143. When Ruan Qingshuang saw Su Yin and Tang Jiu appear together, she had a strange feeling in her heart, but she didn't show it on her face. Sister Shuang, we won't do anything today. You go upstairs and pack your things. When Shanzi and the others come, we'll move. Su Yin said casually, but Ruan Qingshuang was confused. Move? To where? Ruan Qingshuang looked at Su Yin in surprise. Su Yin, I don't understand what you mean. Tang Jiu smiled and said directly, Sister Qingshuang, of course we're moving to the Hudong International Hotel. Didn't we agree on that last night? I've arranged for someone to take care of everything. We're just waiting for you to sign. From now on, you'll be the legal owner of the Hudong International Hotel. Me? Ruan Qingshuang was surprised. She smiled bitterly and said, Stop joking. Guogua didn't know how to behave yesterday. Xiaojiu, don't take it seriously. I won't take that hotel. It's not a small thing. It's 100 million yuan. How can I take it so casually? Su Yin, tell Miss Tang Jiu that this is not a joke. Su Yin saw Ruan Qingshuang's serious look and couldn't help but laugh. Sister Shuang, haven't you always wanted to expand the medicinal cuisine restaurant? This is a good opportunity. Ruan Qingshuang widened her eyes and said, Su Yin, are you kidding? You dare to take something that's 100 million yuan? Sister Qingshuang, Su Yin isn't joking. He's telling the truth. Tang Jiu emphasized again, he's telling the truth. The medicinal cuisine restaurant will be open there in the future. Ruan Qingshuang just stared at Su Yin. She still couldn't believe it. It was not until the afternoon when the name of the legal owner of the hotel was completely changed to Ruan Qingshuang that she suddenly realized that this was not a dream. Things went smoothly for the whole afternoon. Ruan Qingshuang somehow became the big boss of the Hudong International Hotel. Even she didn't know how she became a person with a net worth of over 100 million yuan. For the whole afternoon, Ruan Qingshuang followed Su Yin and Tang Jiu to go through the procedures. Everything in the store was left to Liangshan and Dan Jiahao. Chang and the 3 tigers of Nanqing also came to help after hearing the news. For the whole day, everyone was busy with the matter of checking into the hotel. Brother, don't look down on me in the future. I'm going to be the boss of the hotel's security department soon. Dan Jiahao said arrogantly to his brother Dan Hongning. Dan Hongning disdainfully rolled his eyes at him. Don't pretend in front of me. What? After hanging out with Brother Yin for a few days, you're still so arrogant? Let me tell you, you're still far from it. Learn more from Brother Yin. With your level, you still want to be the boss of the security department? Who can you scare? Dan Jiahao couldn't stand his brother looking down on him. Brother, don't doubt me. This is really true. When I take over, don't be envious. Big Brother Yin can think of me as highly as you want. Kong Zhong stepped forward and patted Dan Hongning on the shoulder. Good brother. Work hard. Sooner or later, you'll be better than your brother. Lu Feng was also eager to see the world in chaos. I think you are more promising than your brother. Ha ha ha, work harder. I'll give the Shan family face and let your brother know that we aren't to be trifled with. If you want to be the boss of the security department, you have to be good at fighting. Train well with Brother Yin. You two are really not afraid of trouble. Dan Hongning was speechless. Liangshan chuckled. You've already thrown him to Brother Yin to discipline. Are you still afraid of trouble? Although this kid is a jerk, I really like him. He has perseverance. Big Brother Yin made him run dozens of kilometers every morning to buy wolfberries, but he still persisted. As his elder brother, you should praise him appropriately. Dan Jiahao heard this and smiled brightly at Liang Shan. Brother Shanzi, why do I like to listen to you so much? If I were your brother, I would definitely be happier than now. F***CKU. When we were young, I fought so many fights for you for nothing. Dan Hongning was so angry that he rolled his eyes. Isn't it just a fight? Which brother hasn't helped his brother vent his anger? Do you have to mention it every day? It's been so many years. Dan Jiahao didn't seem to appreciate it at all. Just as they were chatting, Su Yin brought Ruan Qingshuang and Tang Jiu back from the Industry and Commerce Bureau. Seeing this, everyone quickly stood up in the hall and respectfully said, Brother Yin, Sister Shuang, you're back. As for Tang Jiu, they still didn't know how to address her, but they were absolutely respectful to this young lady who was so generous to give 100 million yuan hotel. Tang Jiu saw that their expressions were funny. She waved her small hand and smiled charmingly. Since you all call him Brother Yin, then you can call me sister-in-law. What the F***CK? Sister-in-law. The three tigers of Southern City stared with their eyes wide open. Brother Yin was indeed Brother Yin. He was so capable. No matter if it was men or women. Why was he so admirable? In the blink of an eye, he got a fair, rich, and beautiful woman, and even gave her a hotel. This deal was too suitable. Most importantly, Sister Shuang didn't look unhappy at all. It was as if she had silently agreed. For a man to be able to do this, that was really admirable. This was what it meant to be awesome. Having a few women didn't mean much. To be able to make a few women live with you quietly, that was what it meant to be valiant. Is everything ready? Su Yin didn't explain anything to them. He said directly, Don't stand here. No one is leaving tonight. Sister Shuang will treat you. Thank you. Chang hurriedly said, Brother, you don't have to be so polite with us. This is what we should do. Shanzi, you make the arrangements. I'll leave everything in the kitchen to you. Su Yin said, If you see a qualified chef, just keep him. If you don't, just get rid of him. Now we are a proper medicinal cuisine restaurant, not the knockoff from before. Liang Shan immediately nodded. Yes, sir. Su Yin then said to Lu Wenyi, Wenyi, you've met the waitresses, right? Make the conditions clear. Those who are willing to stay can do it well. Those who aren't can leave. Give them a good training tonight. Yes, Brother Yin. Lu Wenyi also nodded. Lu Feng thought to himself. It seemed that his sister was better off working with Su Yin than taking the civil service exam. How long had she been working? He asked her just now and she said that her basic salary had been raised to 6,000 yuan. If she added in bonuses, it would be at least 100,000 yuan. A civil servant in a small place like Hudong City would only earn 2,000 yuan a month. Ruan Qingshuang suddenly remembered that there were still two people who didn't know about what happened today. Looking at the time, she guessed that Guogua had already finished school. She quickly said to Su Yun, Quickly call Cho Yun and ask them to come here. There's no one in the restaurant. After school, Guogua came back with Cho Yun in Su Sharon's car. Looking at the closed door of the medicinal cuisine restaurant, she immediately realized that something big must have happened today. It's out of my expectations. Cho Yun frowned. Where did they move to? The hotel. Guogua said seriously. I didn't expect Sister Little Gio to be so efficient. No one gave us a call, causing us to make a wasted trip. If I had known earlier, I would have gone straight to the hotel after school. Sister Qing Shuang and Su Yin went out for dinner? Su Shaoran was confused. No, Miss Su. We won't open the restaurant here in the future. Guogua said seriously. Sister Xiaojiu bought the Hudong International Hotel and gave it to me. In the future, Dad will let his subordinates run the medicinal cuisine restaurant. We will run the hotel directly. I've already thought about it. It's too tacky to call it the International Hotel. I want to change it to Hudong Medicinal Cuisine Restaurant. It's more unique. Su Shaoran was stunned. Your sister is so rich. She glanced at Cho Yun. Is what Guogua said true? Cho Yun shook her head and nodded. She only said 3 words, maybe. As soon as she said that, Soo Yun called. I forgot to tell you. Gather at the hotel tonight. We won't be going back. We've already prepared your and Guogua's rooms. By the way, ask Miss Sue to come with us. We'll have dinner together tonight. We won't pick a date. Today will be the opening of the restaurant. Okay, I got it. Cho Yun hung up the phone. Because her phone was quite loud, the other 2 in the car must have heard it, so Cho Yun didn't need to repeat it. Guogua was very excited. It was just her guess, but now it was confirmed. Miss Sue, let's go and have dinner together. You heard it. My dad invited you. Thank you, Guogua, for your kindness. I won't be going. Su Shaoran refused. She knew that Guogua's sister, who delivered the hotel, must be the girl in the morning. Since Soo Yun already had a girlfriend, she didn't want to get involved. Why? Guogua's eyes turned slyly. Miss Sue, you and Guogua don't have to be so polite. Su Shaoran didn't look for an excuse. She said honestly, my parents are coming to Hudong to see me tonight. I have to go home to accompany them. I really can't accompany Guogua. How about I send you there? Cho Yun immediately opened the car door and said to Su Shaoran, Miss Sue, I'm sorry. We didn't know you had something to do tonight. We have to trouble you to send us back. We can take a taxi and go there by ourselves. We don't have to trouble you. Guogua was still very sensible at this time. Miss Sue, you can call Mom and Dad. It will be more lively together. Next time, hee. Su Shaoran smiled. Guogua saw that Su Shaoran really didn't want to go, so she didn't insist. Well, Miss Sue, goodbye. If you have time tomorrow, you must bring Mom and Dad to our place to eat the medicinal cuisine. That way, Guogua and Mom will be very happy. And definitely. Su Shaoran smiled and agreed. After that, the 3 of them went their separate ways. Su Shaoran went straight home. Cho Yun took Guogua and took a taxi to Hudong City International Hotel. Qian Feng and Fan Shuang, who had been secretly protecting Guogua according to Su Yun's instructions, also took a taxi and followed. Chapter 144. There was a traffic jam along the way, and Guogua and Cho Yun finally arrived at Hudong International Hotel. Dan Jiahao had been waiting for them at the entrance. When he saw Guogua, he rushed forward as if he had seen his grandaunt. Manager Feng, you have finished school. Pass me your bag. I will help you carry it. Dan Jiahao smiled. Are you tired? What do you want to drink? Guogua knew what Dan Jiahao was thinking. She nodded and passed Dan Jiahao her bag. Go and get me a bottle of drink. I will take care of your matters. Dan Jiahao was grateful to Feng Yu. Manager Feng, you are the best to me. In the future, I, Dan Jiahao, will do my best to serve you. I will not go back on my words. Guogua waved her hand. In the future, you will be the head of the security department of Medicinal Cuisine Hotel. I will have the final say. Even if my father is here, I will also have the final say. Dan Jiahao smiled. Manager Feng is indeed Manager Feng. You are so domineering. In the future, I will come and fetch you every day after work. Whatever you want to drink, I will bring you a variety of drinks every day. There are so many additives in the drinks. I cannot let her drink so much. Cho Yun said. Dan Jiahao broke out in cold sweat. In Dan Jiahao's eyes, Cho Yun and Brother Yin were people he could not afford to offend. He must remember what they said. But the temptation of being the head of the security team was too big. He decided to take the risk and sneak drinks for Manager Feng in the future. Guogua stood in the courtyard of the hotel and looked at the hotel. The hotel was not open for business these few days, and it was very quiet. All the lights in the guest rooms were switched off. When Guogua thought that this hotel would belong to them in the future, she felt proud. It was better to have a good godfather than a good husband. However, there were too few godfathers like Su Yun who only gave without asking for anything in return. Guogua couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Fortunately, she met a good mother. If it weren't for Wan Qingshuang, how could she have met such a good godfather? Everything was fate. Guogua was open-minded. Although the Feng family had lost a lot in Suang, she knew that God had not abandoned her. Director Feng, shall we go up for dinner? Dan Jiahao said. Brother Yin and the rest are waiting upstairs." He had said what he needed to say. The main purpose of coming to pick up Guogua was to confirm his identity as the head of the security department. If no one supported him during the meal later, he still had Guogua to back him up. Guogua nodded. "Let's go." Dan Jiahao immediately led Guogua and Cho Yun to the VIP room on the 5th floor. Su Yun, Ruan Qingshuang, and the rest were waiting inside. The employees in the hotel did not leave. Although the boss had been arrested, they knew that there would definitely be a new boss. The new boss took office today, and everyone's salary was increased by 100 yuan. However, the conditions were also clear. If they did not do well, they would be fired at any time. The head chef, Liang Shan, fired 2 chefs when he entered the kitchen. One was for scratching his feet, and the other did not avoid using cutlery when he sneezed. Liang Shan said, "Get lost." The 2 chefs were not convinced and wanted to argue with Liang Shan. In the end, they were slapped and kicked by Liang Shan. The rest of the chefs did not even dare to breathe. They listened to Liang Shan's explanation of the rules in the kitchen. All of them nodded and agreed. LV Winnie also explained some rules to the waiters. Anyway, all the bad habits must be corrected. Of course, Dan Jiahao was also in the limelight. Although Su Yin did not ask him to report to the security department, he had gone to the security department himself. That's why everyone in the security department knew him. Seeing Dan Jiahao bringing Guogua along and calling manager Feng, everyone looked at each other. They had a whole new level of respect for this 6 or 7 years old child. Guogua walked into the elevator under the gazes of tens of thousands of people and went straight to the 5th floor. This feeling was different. Both of them were late, but no one minded. Ruan Qingshuang was tired from the whole day, and she felt more relaxed after seeing Guogua. Southern City's 3 tigers and Chang stood up and greeted Cho Yun. "Guogua, how is it? Do you like my gift?" Tang Jiu smiled and said, "I had reserved a room upstairs. You will not have to worry about not having a place to stay when you come to Hudong. I have a cactus in my room. Remember to help me water it." Guogua immediately sat in the seat reserved for her and said to Tang Jiu, "Sister Xiaojiu, don't worry. I will take good care of the cactus for you." Where is Sister Xiaojiu going? Are you not staying here?" "Yes. It will be October 1st in 3 days, and I will be bringing Su Yin back to Jibei City the day after tomorrow. I will have to trouble Guogua to take care of the cactus." Tang Jiu said, "I have a lot of things to do when I go back, and I might need a few days to settle them. Will Guogua miss me?" Guogua looked at Su Yun, and then at Tang Jiu. She was afraid that Tang Jiu would not bring Su Yin back. Guogua might have said it casually, but she would not agree to exchange a hotel for her little father. Thinking of this, Guogua pouted. "It's not like I won't come back." Su Yin could not help but feel sorry for her. He did not dote on his daughter for nothing. Guogua said with tears in her eyes, "How many days will it take?" "Very soon." Su Yin reached out and pinched Guogua's little face. Tang Jiu felt sorry for her. If he did not know the relationship between them, he would have thought that Guogua was his biological daughter. How about this? Guogua's school will definitely have a break for National Day. We won't leave early. It won't be too late to leave on October 1st, and we will arrive before nightfall. I'm fine with anything. Su Yin did not have any objections. Since he had promised them, he would listen to their arrangements. He could not take the hotel for free. Guogua was excited when she heard this. "I can go to Jibei City with you? Sister Xiaojiu, are you joking? What kind of joke is this? What's wrong with me bringing my sister home for a visit?" Tang Jiu shrugged. "What do you mean by joking? You are my biological sister. That means you are a member of the Tang family. What's wrong with a member of the Tang family attending a Tang family gathering?" Guogua was so touched that she wanted to die. She did not acknowledge this sister for nothing. Not only did she deliver the hotel, but she also treated her as a member of the Tang family. "Sister Xiaojiu, since you have said so, then the Tang family's matters are my matters. My matters are everyone's matters," Guogua said heroically as she slammed the table. "If you have any difficulties, just tell me. Don't ignore me. Who knows, I might be able to help you a lot." Su Yin did not know whether to laugh or cry. If he brought this little brat along, Who knew what kind of trouble she would cause? It's good that you don't cause trouble. We don't expect you to be of any help. Guogwa rolled her eyes at Su Yun. Dad, don't look down on me. Who knows, I might be of more help than you. Although Cho Yun did not want Guogwa to cause trouble, she could not say anything when she saw how excited she was. Moreover, the Fong family had a big gathering on the 1st of October. Cho Yun was also afraid that it would remind Guogwa of unhappy memories. After Guogwa finished speaking, she immediately worried about Ruan Qingshuang's feelings. She hurriedly said to her mother, "Mom, I will be back in a few days. But don't worry. I will definitely arrange the tasks before I leave. However, you seem to have arranged everything. Only this person from the security department has not been arranged, right?" Dan Jiahao was excited when he heard that. There was someone backing him up. Although Dan Jiahao is not qualified, if he is not given a chance, he will never be qualified. The hotel was given to me by my sister. I have the right to make an exception and appoint Dan Jiahao as the boss of the security department. Guogwa finished speaking and looked at Dan Jiahao. Su Yun smiled. That kid really knew how to suck up to someone. He had directly taken down Guogwa as his backer. However, he didn't care. Whatever. After all, no one in Hudong City would dare to provoke them. Dan Jiahao looked at his brother, Dan Honing proudly. It was as if he was saying, "How is it? Aren't you looking down on me? I am not bad at all." "Mom, what do you think?" Guogwa said to Ruan Qingshuang. Ruan Qingshuang did not have much of an opinion. She just nodded and said, "It's all good." "I still feel like I am dreaming. I can't believe this is real. You can arrange everything as you see fit. I am fine with anything. If that's the case, I will arrange everything." Su Yun said to Chang. "Think about it these few days. Keep the old shops open and visit the hotels here. Oh, get someone to change the name of the hotel." Guogwa said it doesn't sound good. Chang looked at Guogwa. "Manager Feng, what should we call it?" "Hudong Medicinal Cuisine Hotel," Guogwa said without thinking. "Make the words bigger. This is my mom's wish." Ruan Qingshuang looked at Guogwa. She felt warm in her heart. Although Guogwa was not her biological daughter, she treated her as if she was her biological daughter. "I will be going to Jibei City in a few days. I will leave this place to you all. Sister Shuang will not be able to handle it alone. She had never managed such a big hotel before. Don't worry about it. Tonight, we will drink until we are drunk. Tomorrow, we will get ready." Su Yun said and waved at Dan Jiahao to pour some wine. Dan Jiahao immediately took the wine. At this time, the kitchen had prepared the dishes. Liangshan had personally instructed the waiters to serve the dishes under LV Winnie's lead. Hudong City Medicinal Cuisine Hotel opened for business in a low-key manner. The only thing that made Guogwa feel bad was that if today's incident was made public, many people would come to give them money. Now they were keeping a low profile. Of course, the three tigers of Southern City were aware of this matter. Once they told the story tomorrow, there would definitely be an endless stream of people coming to give them money and baskets of flowers. After all, Su Yun and Ruan Qingshuang's reputation in Hudong City was already at the top. As long as they knew the rules, they would definitely come to pay their respects to the temple. Chapter 145. After dinner, the International Hotel, which had been renamed the Medicinal Cuisine Hotel, was on the right track. In the next 3 days, Su Yun and the others were not idle. First, they asked Qin Wan to use her connections to change the name of the hotel. Then they asked Lu Feng to find someone to do a new signboard. All the utensils and items inside were also changed. After that, Xiao Fei and a few others promoted the Medicinal Cuisine restaurant. Of course, the old restaurant would not be touched, but the promotion of the new Medicinal Cuisine Hotel was the most important. After the Medicinal Cuisine restaurant was on the right track, the day of Su Yun and Tang Jiu's departure arrived. She really felt that the two of them were a match made in heaven. Although they were pretending now, what about after they arrived at the Tang family? Ruan Qingshuang did not ask about how many days Su Yun would be in Jibei City. However, because of Su Yun's departure, she had always felt a knot in her heart. After all, the temptation of this world was too great. She was really worried that Su Yin would not come back. Ruan Qingshuang was very clear about Tang Jiu's true worth. If Su Yin went with her, the Tang family might be able to offer a higher price if they wanted to keep Su Yin. She could do without the hotel and money, but she could not do without Guogua and Su Yin. If she did not have them, then everything she had would be meaningless. When Guogua returned home and announced the holiday, it meant that they would be leaving soon. Ruan Qingshuang's face had a faint layer of melancholy. Guogua, of course the little girl, saw Ruan Qingshuang's expression. She immediately leaned over and said, "Mom, don't worry. With Guogua here, I will definitely bring Dad back." Ruan Qingshuang's face had a faint layer of comfort. What if you don't want to come back because your life at Sister Xiaojiu's house is more comfortable than here? Ruan Qingshuang smiled faintly. Her smile was very bitter. She really felt that Su Yin and Tang Jiu were a match made in heaven. No matter how big and comfortable Sister Jiu's house is, it can't compare to Guogua's happiness when she's by Mama's side. After Guogua finished speaking, she mysteriously lowered her voice. "Mom, although Sister Little Jiu and I are good sisters, I won't let her snatch Dad away. Hee. First come first serve. Even if she likes Dad, she has to be behind Mom." Now, Su Yun's only worry was that Green Ghost would suddenly come. However, Qian Feng told Su Yun that even if Green Ghost knew that his 3 masters were crippled, he wouldn't be able to leave Suang. If he really had the time, he wouldn't have left early that day. Azure Dragon Qian Feng, Yin Long, and Fan Shuang were also arranged to stay by Su Yun. With the 2 of them secretly guarding the place, Su Yun wasn't afraid of anything happening. On Su Hong's side, the 3 masters still hadn't returned. His sixth sense told Green Ghost that something must have happened on the east side of the river. This way, Green Ghost didn't dare to be careless. After all, the 3 masters were defeated. Even he didn't dare to act rashly. Right now the pressure from above was so tight, and Green Ghost still couldn't completely pacify Suang. The masters around him were all gone, so he couldn't leave Suang. The higher-ups had given Green Ghost an ultimatum. Within a month he had to completely pacify Suang. Otherwise, his head wouldn't be able to protect itself. The furious Green Ghost almost smashed everything in the room, but he still couldn't vent his anger. He swore that he would never forgive that bastard Su Yun who caused so much trouble for him. Su Yun sneezed heavily twice. How would he know who was scolding him? After dinner, everyone went to sleep. The suites on the top floor of the medicinal food hotel weren't open to the public. They were all for their own people. The hotel was given by Tang Jiubai. Of course, they didn't care about these rooms. Late at night, there were soft sounds of pacing in the corridor. Even though the floor was carpeted and the footsteps were very light, Su Yun could still hear who it was. The moment Su Yun got up and opened the door, Ruan Qingshuang jumped in fright. Su Yun smiled. "Sister Shuang, I can't sleep either. Let's talk." Ruan Qingshuang blushed, but in the end she gritted her teeth and nodded. Then she walked into the room with Su Yun. After entering the room, Ruan Qingshuang seemed very restrained. She had never felt like this before at the medicinal food restaurant. Now, she felt like this wasn't her home. "Sister Shuang, don't worry. This time, Cho Yun and I will watch over Guogua. She definitely won't cause any trouble," Su Yun said. "Don't worry." After a while, Ruan Qingshuang finally spoke. "Su Yun, that's not what I'm worried about. I'm thinking if you guys don't come back, what should I do? I can lose the hotel and everything, but I can't lose you guys." "Sister Shuang, I'm your employee. Hee, unless you fire me, I definitely won't leave." Su Yun smiled. "I believe that Guogua isn't that kind of person. Why would she leave her beloved mother?" "Su Yun, I'm afraid of being alone. When I'm alone, I feel so helpless and lonely. I'm afraid that after you guys leave, you won't come back. When that time comes, I'll be left alone to guard this hotel. I'd rather have our big family stay in that small medicinal food restaurant. In the past, I never thought that I would have so many people by my side. If I never had it, it would be fine. But you know, once a person has something, they're afraid of losing it. I'm afraid of losing Guogua, afraid of losing you, afraid of losing everyone. I don't want the feeling of being alone like before. I've had enough of that feeling. I've really had enough." As Ruan Qingshuang spoke, the rims of her eyes became red. At a time like this, as a man, Suyin naturally had to give Ruan Qingshuang a warm hug. He directly hugged her and whispered, "No one will leave. You won't lose anyone. Sister Shuang, I'm not that kind of person. Guogua isn't that kind of person either. Just treat it as if we're going to Jibei City to relax. Treat it as if I'm taking Guogua to relax. Will you really come back?" Ruan Qingshuang lay in Su Yun's embrace. That kind of warmth gave her endless strength. This was a man's embrace. It was as vast as the sea, and it gave her an inexplicable sense of security. Ruan Qingshuang fully enjoyed the sense of security that Su Yun gave her. She didn't want to leave at all. "Sister Shuang, Guogua still gave me some shares. How can a stingy person like me not come back?" Su Yun grinned. The feeling of hugging a beauty was indeed different. Sitting by the bed made him feel restless. At this moment, it was definitely the time for a man and a woman to offer themselves to each other. Under this kind of atmosphere, how could Ruan Qingshuang refuse? She was originally a person who didn't know how to reject. Moreover, she was facing the man she loved. As long as Su Yun took the initiative, she would definitely be taken down half-heartedly. Su Yun only needed to lower his head, and those tender, rosy, soft lips would be directly in his mouth, 1 centimeter lower, 1 centimeter lower. Just as Su Yun was about to kiss her, Ruan Qingshuang suddenly said, "Su Yun." Su Yun took a deep breath to calm himself down. "What's wrong, Sister Shuang? I have an idea. When the hotel earns 100 million, we'll return it to Tangjio with interest. Is that okay? You know, I don't like to take other people's things," Ruan Qingshuang said lightly. Su Yun nodded. He knew very well that Ruan Qingshuang didn't want Tangjio to use this as a bargaining chip to ask him to do anything for her. "Sure, I don't like to owe others either. 100 million isn't a lot. It'll be done very quickly." Ruan Qingshuang nodded. She still didn't struggle out of Su Yun's embrace. That gentleness made her reluctant to leave. She just lay quietly on Su Yun's chest, feeling this man's chest rise and fall as he breathed. This feeling was something she would never forget for a long, long time. Su Yun didn't move either. He allowed Ruan Qingshuang to quietly close her eyes in his embrace and fall asleep. Su Yun just sat there, not moving an inch the entire night. He was afraid that if he moved he would wake Ruan Qingshuang up. Until the next morning, when Guogua woke up and looked for her mother everywhere, Ruan Qingshuang woke up in Su Yun's embrace. Ruan Qingshuang's pretty face was slightly red. She didn't expect that Su Yun didn't wake her up all night. She also didn't expect that Su Yun didn't do anything at all. He just let her sleep in his embrace. "It's over. Guogua knows that you were in my room last night. I don't know what she will think." Su Yun smiled bitterly. Ruan Qingshuang blushed and said, "It doesn't matter if Guogua sees it. I'm just afraid that Tangjio will feel uncomfortable after seeing it." "Ugh." Su Yun was embarrassed. She should be fine. Ruan Qingshuang finally gathered the courage to open the door, and found that Guogua was already waiting at the door. "That I went to Su Yun's place in the morning to talk about something. Why is Guogua looking for Mom?" "Oh, you just came in the morning?" Guogua rolled her eyes and said, "Mom, I didn't find you last night. You came to Dad's place too early, right? Even if you came last night, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a short separation soon. It's understandable that you and Dad are lingering." Ruan Qingshuang was embarrassed by a 7-year-old child. What does a child know? Don't talk nonsense. Su Yun directly picked up Guogua. "Let's go. Let's eat. We'll leave after breakfast." During breakfast, no one said anything about this matter. Tangjio only said thank you to Ruan Qingshuang before she left. No one knew what she meant by that. Ruan Qingshuang and Qinwan watched as Su Yun and the other 3 got into the car. Su Yun drove, Tangjio sat in the front passenger seat, and Cho Yun sat in the back with Guogua. The distance between Hudong City and Jibei City was neither long nor short. It was a distance of 600 kilometers. It would take at least 4 hours by car. Due to the fog in the morning, the few of them waited at the highway entrance until 10 in the morning before they left. They ate and rested for a while in the resting area. It was almost 4 in the afternoon when they arrived at Jibei City. Chapter 146. Jibei City lived up to its name as the provincial capital. The roads were filled with traffic and were much more congested than Hudong City. Under Tangjio's guidance, Su Yin drove Tangjio's car all the way to the Tang family's villa. Su Yin was very careful after entering Jibei City. With the power of the Tang family, someone would definitely know the moment Tangjio's car appeared in Jibei City. If that was the case, there would definitely be people coming to welcome them. Therefore, Su Yin did not dare to let his guard down. As expected, when the car entered the second ring road, Su Yin felt that something was wrong. Guogua, the smart little girl, also asked, "Dad, are we being followed?" "You noticed it too?" Su Yin smiled disapprovingly. "Then what should we do? Should we get out of the car and greet them? Or should we just shake them off?" Tangjio could not help but look out of the car. Sure enough, there were two black Mitsubishi commercial vehicles following them at a steady pace. Tangjio frowned. He did not expect his whereabouts to be monitored so closely. He had just arrived in Jibei City, and they were already under control. Such a meticulous person could only be Tang Yifei. "Sister Cho Yun, what do you think?" Guogua turned around and looked at Cho Yun. Cho Yun's face did not show any reaction. Her voice was calm as she said, "Whatever, it doesn't matter." Tangjio concluded, "Shake them off. They must be trying to stop me from attending the Tang family's big gathering today. Those who do not have a reason to be absent from the Tang family's gathering will forever lose their qualifications to be the successor of the Tang family. This is a rule that has been passed down for generations. No one is an exception." Su Yin smiled. "Then sit tight. Let's go." As soon as he finished speaking, Cho Yun hugged Guogua. Following that, a strong push came from the bottom of his butt. Tangjio's car shot out like a rocket. How would Tangjio know that Su Yin was able to turn the table over 7,000 times? The engine hummed like a monster, scaring her so much that she hurriedly grabbed the seat. In the rearview mirror, the two black Mitsubishi were instantly left far behind. In less than 10 seconds, they could no longer be seen. The two Mitsubishi cars that were tailing them also stepped on the accelerator to catch up. However, although Tangjio's Shanku was small, it could easily reach a speed of more than 200 kilometers per hour. On the other hand, the two Mitsubishi cars were full of people. When they reached a speed of more than 180 kilometers per hour, it was difficult for them to go any further. Seeing that Su Yin had easily gotten rid of the two cars that were following him, Guogua was so excited that her whole body started to sway. Seeing that the car had traveled a few kilometers, Su Yin smiled bitterly in his heart. He said calmly, "Don't be happy too early. The road ahead doesn't look like it's blocked by the government, right?" After Su Yin said that, Tangjio also became nervous. Less than a mile ahead, a row of various cars blocked the entire intersection. Just as Su Yin slowed down the car, the two black Mitsubishi cars finally caught up. They moved side by side and completely blocked the road. "Your Tang family is too warm. I can't stand such a warm welcome." Su Yin smiled and slowed down the car. Finally, he stopped 5 meters in front of the row of cars that blocked the road. The two Mitsubishi cars behind him also stopped. In order to prevent Su Yin from escaping, they crossed their cars and left no space for him. Some of the cars on the left side of the road didn't dare to look at them. They knew that the people who dared to do such a thing were definitely not ordinary people, so they all sped up and left. The cars on the same side of the road were also forced to stop by the people in the two black cars. They all carefully backed away. It was obvious that these people were very intimidating. After Su Yin stopped the car, Tangjio was the first to open the door and come out. She recognized the leader at a glance. "Xiongzi, what is the meaning of this?" Tangjio said coldly after getting out of the car. The leader of the other party was a young man in gray sportswear. He had short hair and looked very energetic. Although his face wasn't very fair, it wasn't dark either. He had a stud in his ear, a nose ring, and a pair of triangular eyes. No matter how you looked at him, he didn't look like a good person. He was a typical bad guy. "Oh, I thought that Miss Jio's car was stolen. It turns out that you are also in the car." The person called Xiongzi laughed and said, "Miss Jio, I'm so sorry. Since you are in the car, let me send you back." Tangjio's cold gaze landed on Xiongzi's head. "My second brother asked you to come, right? Xiongzi, You better know who has the final say in the Tang family in the future. Get out of my way right now. Xiongzi wasn't moved. He smiled and said to Tang Jiu, Miss Jiu, it was indeed my second brother who asked me to come and pick you up. However, he told me that it's fine if you are the only one who can dirty the floor of the Tang family. It seems that Miss Jiu isn't the only one in the car. Therefore, as your subordinate, I can only offend you. Su Yin opened the door and got out of the car. Looking at the dozen people blocking the road, he said indifferently, a good dog doesn't block the road. Tangjio, your family's dog is too poorly trained, isn't it? They don't even know the most basic rules? If it were me, I would drag them all out and eat hot pot directly. Seeing Su Yin get out of the car, the people behind Xiongzi quickly surrounded him. It was obvious that they wanted to eat Su Yin alive. They didn't look friendly at all. They must have received some orders. Kid, seeing that you are Miss Jiu's friend, I will give you a way out. Kneel on the ground and call me Master Xiong 3 times. Then I will spare you. Xiongzi's confidence was inflated. He wasn't afraid of the other party at all. Tang Jiu said coldly, Xiongzi, I advise you not to look for trouble. Get out of here immediately. Seeing that you have worked hard for the Tang family for so many years, no matter who sent you here today, I will let bygones be bygones. Xiongzi chuckled. Miss Jiu, I'm really sorry, but I really can't listen to you on this matter today. If you bring back a strong master, then we can rest assured. But you brought back such a coward. Do you think the Tang family will still have a say in the future? Tang Jiu's expression changed. What do you mean? Xiongzi, you better not forget who is the head of the Tang family now. Miss Jiu, of course I know who is the head of the Tang family now. However, after tonight, that might not be the case anymore. Xiongzi said calmly. It was as if the servants of the Tang family had already seen through the situation. I advise you to find a place to retire as soon as possible. Tang Jiu clenched her fists tightly. Her face was filled with anger. Su Yin knew why Tang Jiu sent him here. If he didn't stand up at this time, then what was the use of him coming here? Is there a servant who speaks like that? Do you know who you are? Miss Jiu gave you face, didn't she? Get out. Su Yin stepped forward and stood in front of Tang Jiu. Who do you think you are? Xiongzi glanced at Su Yin in disdain. He ordered his subordinates, tie him up. The 3 men behind Xiongzi quickly stepped forward. However, before they could do anything, they were knocked down to the ground by Su Yun's big mouth. Su Yun's move shocked Xiongzi and his men. He was surrounded and yet he was still so arrogant. It seemed that the person who could win Miss Jiu's heart must have some skills. Su Yin sneered. Do you think you are worthy of being called a master? You don't have the right to speak in Jibei City. Get out. Xiongzi was stunned by Su Yun's imposing manner. However, he was still a master who had been through a lot. After the initial shock, he recovered quickly. He shouted angrily, Brothers, let's F***ck this guy. Immediately, the men behind Xiongzi quickly got into position. They definitely wanted to chop Su Yin into pieces. One of the men took out a 5-shot rifle from the car and handed it to Xiongzi. Xiongzi didn't hesitate. He took the rifle and stepped forward. Without saying anything, he pointed the rifle at Su Yun's chin and scolded, F***ck. The person who dares to be arrogant with me hasn't been born yet. Don't pretend in front of me. Do you believe that I won't kill you with 1 shot? Su Yun lowered his head and looked at the 5-shot rifle that was rarely seen on the black market. He smiled faintly and grabbed the barrel with 1 hand. He said to Xiongzi, You are more professional when it comes to scaring me. The safety is not on yet. Even if you point it at my head, it will be useless. Xiongzi was shocked. Normally, people wouldn't have the courage to check if the safety was on or not. They would have been scared out of their wits. He had used this gun to scare many people. Basically, the moment he took it out, the other party's legs would turn to jelly. No one had the time to think about the safety. Without mentioning anything else, Su Yun's courage was enough to shock Xiongzi. No matter what, the man that Miss Jiu took a fancy to did have some skills, however. The second young master had already given him a death order. No matter what, he had to stop Miss Jiu today. He definitely couldn't let her bring this man to the Tang family's meeting. If he did this well, he would be greatly rewarded. If he didn't do it well, he would be kicked out. Xiongzi made up his mind. At worst, he would just shoot once. With the Tang family's power in the northern Ji, even if he shot once, it wouldn't matter. As he thought about it, Xiongzi had already put the gun away. With a click, he removed the safety and pointed the rifle at Su Yun's chin again. Do you believe that I won't shoot you to death? Xiongzi's face darkened and his voice was cold. Su Yun smiled and said disapprovingly, in the future, before you play with a gun, you must check it. The trajectory of the bullet has been deformed. If you pull it, I can't guarantee that the bullet won't jump out from behind. Xiongzi's pupils suddenly dilated, and his jaw dropped. He looked at the deformed gun barrel in surprise. The 5 fingerprints on it were very obvious. It was obviously caused by the other party's grab just now. What kind of strange strength was this? Tangjiu felt gratified. This was why she had to have Su Yun. Only Su Yun could ignore these threats. Xiongzi was paralyzed. This was the first time in his life that he had admitted defeat without actually making a move. Originally, Tang Yifei wanted him to show the other party his power, and let him know that the Tang family's power was not to be trifled with. He didn't expect that the other party would directly show him his power. Chapter 147. Xiongzi was stunned for a long time. He couldn't say anything in the end. He was terrified. He was completely terrified. Tangjiu sneered and said to Xiongzi, I'll say it one last time. Get lost. Xiongzi, if you don't listen to me, don't blame me for being rude. I've already given you a chance. Know your place. Xiongzi clenched his teeth, his heart itching with hatred. If he couldn't settle this matter, he wouldn't even have the face to go back and see Tang Yifei. If he didn't settle this matter, Tang Yifei would definitely deal with him. Suddenly, Xiongzi's expression changed. He said in a low voice, Miss Jiu, I'm sorry. As soon as he said that, he moved forward to grab her. Tangjiu was stunned. She didn't expect Xiongzi to be so bold as to attack her. After all, Su Yun was beside him. He wouldn't let Xiongzi succeed. Just as Xiongzi was about to succeed, Su Yun kicked him. Xiongzi felt a gust of cold wind on his face. It squeezed his mouth and nose until they were crooked. Then he felt an intense pain. It was a heart-wrenching pain. Xiongzi felt all his teeth being pulled out by a huge force. Everyone watched as Xiongzi fell to the ground. His head hit the ground hard, and blood flowed out of his mouth and nose. Su Yun twisted his neck and said provocatively to the crowd, If anyone wants to die, say it. Do you know who Miss Jiu is? How dare you kidnap her? Go back and think about who's in charge of the Tang family. Without a leader, how could the small fries have any ideas? Tangjiu's gaze swept across the crowd. I'll say it one last time. I can pretend that nothing happened today. If anyone still refuses to come to their senses, try stopping me. After all, these people were all part of the Tang family. Tangjiu's words were still very intimidating. The people who were standing in a row immediately moved aside. Su Yun could not be bothered to ask them to make way for the car. He strode forward and pushed the car in the middle of the road to the left with his arms wide open. Then he pushed the car on the right to the right. The row of cars in the middle of the road was squeezed into a pile. Everyone's jaws dropped. There was now a space in the middle of the road. Tangjiu sat in the driver's seat without a word. She was more familiar with the roads below, so she might as well drive herself. Su Yun got into the car under everyone's astonished gazes and left. Daddy is so handsome, Guogua said excitedly, then looked at Tangjiu. Sister little Jiu, are those the people who betrayed your family? You can't use these kinds of people anymore. They are not loyal at all. Guogua had a deep understanding of this point. After Feng Qiansui fell, the only one who was still loyal to the Feng family was Chou Yun. There were also people who stabbed her in the back. When I have time, I'll teach them a lesson. Tangjiu's expression was extremely ugly. From the looks of it, her father, Tang Jingtian, was already a mere figurehead. If she didn't rush back tonight, the Tang family would probably change hands. Seeing Tangjiu drive away, Xiongzi covered his mouth and crawled up from the ground. Su Yun's kick just now had caused his chin to be crooked. Brother Xiongzi, Miss Jiu is gone. How are we going to explain to second young master? One of the underlings stepped forward and asked. Xiongzi's face was in pain, and he was in a sorry state. Now that this matter was brought up, he felt even more pressure. His temper flared up and he kicked the underling fiercely. His mouth was muffled. What's the use of asking me? Hurry up and call second young master. At this moment, Tang Jingtian was sitting on the mahogany chair in the villa. Every year, the 1st of October was the largest family gathering of the Tang family. As long as one was a member of the Tang family, they had to be present on this day. As the third generation head of the Tang family, he naturally had to guard Mount Tai. Uncle Tang, I wonder if Sister Jiu will come back today? Tang Yifei walked to Tang Jingtian's side and said faintly, This is the Tang family gathering. I think you should give her a call to urge her to come back. Tang Jingtian smiled and shook his head. Although little Jiu has been naughty since she was young, she has never missed a family gathering. I believe she won't miss this time either. You don't have to worry about this. Tang Yifei smiled. Tang Long, who was following behind him, said, Uncle Tang, I think you should listen to my second brother. The past is the past, but it's different now. Sister Jiu has found a boyfriend outside. Perhaps she won't be as obedient as before. Tang Long was the eldest in the 4th generation of the Tang family. However, he was far inferior to Tang Yifei in all aspects. Over the years, Tang Long was used to following behind Tang Yifei. He even had to consider if he would offend Tang Yifei when he spoke. Over time, Tang Long became Tang Yifei's follower. Although no one in the Tang family dared to say this, even Tang Yifei himself wouldn't say it. However, it was something that everyone knew. In this family gathering, Tang Long wouldn't participate in the division of the Tang family. He had already made his position clear to Tang Yifei. He would support him to be the 4th generation head of the Tang family. He only hoped that after Tang Yifei sat in that position, his position in the Tang family would be higher. Tang Yifei naturally liked this brother, who didn't have any ambition. After a long time, he didn't treat him as an outsider and told him his plans. Tang Yifei was prepared to be a one-man show tonight. Tang Jingtian was still unmoved. How could he not know what these two juniors were thinking? If there really is a man who can subdue little Jiu, then as her father, I can rest assured. Hee, if that man can control little Jiu and not let her go back to the Tang family gathering, then I can rest assured. Uncle Tang, you can't say that. Even if little Jiu is a girl who will be married off in the future, she is still a descendant of the Tang family. How can she ignore the rules set by the ancestors? Tang Long said, Those who don't show up at the family gathering on October 1st will be expelled from the Tang family. Tang Yifei sneered in his heart and secretly gave Tang Long a look. Well said, well said. He just wanted to know how Tang Jingtian would excuse Tang Jiu after hearing this. As long as Tang Jiu was expelled from the Tang family, then the Tang family would have to be arranged according to age. Tang Long was already a dog by his side. He wasn't worried that this dog would steal his position. The next thing to do was to control everyone who wanted to divide the Tang family. Tang Jingtian smiled slightly. Yes, if little Jiu doesn't come back, then the Tang family doesn't have a girl like her. I can't keep my daughter when she grows up. In the future, as her brothers, you have to help me discipline her more. Uncle Tang, it's all my fault as a useless brother. I didn't have the ability to bring little Jiu back when I saw her. Tang Yifei pretended to be merciful. If I could bring little Jiu back that day, today's incident wouldn't have happened. Tang Jingtian was stunned. What incident today? It's too early for you to say. Little Jiu might still come back. A man who can control her hasn't been born yet. Tang Yifei gritted his teeth and cursed in his heart. However, he still maintained a smile on his face. Yes, little Jiu might come back soon. After saying this, Tang Yifei turned his head and his expression changed. He thought to himself, Old fart, let's see if you can still be so stubborn later. At the same time, Tang Yifei was panicking because Tang Jiu's car had already appeared in Jibei City. Although he immediately arranged for people to chase after it, Tang Yifei didn't dare to brag before he had concrete information, and was 100% sure. Finally, just as Tang Yifei was feeling uneasy, Xiongzi called him. He was secretly delighted. He quickly walked out of the Tang Villa's living room, and quickly went to the courtyard to pick up the phone. Speak. On the phone, Xiongzi said with a stomach full of grievances, "Second young master, we couldn't stop little Jiu." Tang Yifei's expression changed. He said with a sinister voice, "Trash. Even little Jiu couldn't stop her. What else can you do?" Xiongzi, did little Jiu give you some benefits? I think you want to betray me, right?" "No." Xiongzi panicked when he heard this. "Second young master, listen to me. If it was just little Jiu, we definitely wouldn't have let her go. The person little Jiu brought with her is a master. I'm no match for him at all. He can crush my gun with one hand." Tang Yifei was shocked. It seemed that Tang Jiu brought the guy from that night. Could it be that little Jiu really took care of such a troublesome person? Tang Yifei sneered. "Even if you brought that wild man back, I have a way to make sure you don't return." The Tang family was so big. It wasn't a place where an outsider like you could stir up trouble. Since Xiongzi couldn't stop her, he could only find another master. Wasn't it just a master? It wasn't like the Tang family couldn't afford it. After hanging up the phone with Xiongzi, Tang Yifei immediately dialed a number. His voice was slightly respectful. "Azura, I have something to trouble you with." With Su Yun's help, Tang Jiu got rid of Xiongzi and the others' pursuit, and went straight to her own villa. She looked at the time. It was enough to make it in time for the family gathering. However, she still sped up because she didn't know if there was anyone else who would cause trouble for her. If she couldn't make it in time for the family gathering, everything would be in vain. Su Yun could see that Tang Jiu was nervous. He said calmly, "Is it true that as long as I stand in front of everyone in the Tang family today, I can legitimately help you get the right to inherit the Tang family?" "That depends on your performance. If it was that simple, I wouldn't have begged you to come. There are plenty of people in Jibei City who can be used." Tang Jiu said. "Su Yun, you should know that the Tang family doesn't lack masters. Those people just now were just underlings. They won't just use those dregs to deal with you. This is just the beginning." Su Yun smiled. "Oh, is that so? Heh, then I really have to be prepared. Fortunately, I brought a master with me." Chapter 148. At the entrance of the Tang villa, there were all kinds of luxury cars parked. Even 1,000,000 or so was barely noticeable, which definitely highlighted the power and wealth of the Tang family. Two young men were holding cigarettes in their hands, with cynical smiles on their faces. One of them said, "If ninth sister didn't come today, I'm afraid we would have to listen to second brother's one-man show." The other person also smiled disdainfully. Of course, second brother wants to monopolize the Tang family, and brother Long supports him. "I'm afraid we don't have the ability to split the Tang family tonight. My father and your father don't even dare to breathe loudly in front of Uncle Tang. Counting on them to speak, there's no way. Old Six, you've always been a playboy. Why can't you do it when it comes to this? Your fifth brother is still counting on you to speak first." The first young man said. These two people were the fourth generation of the Tang family, Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin. They were the two biggest playboys of the Tang family. Every day, their minds were filled with beautiful women or sports cars. Their favorite thing to do was to get drunk in nightclubs. Anyway, with the Tang family as their backing, they didn't have to worry about their money. "Fifth brother, don't play with me. You want to fight with second brother? I don't want to die so early. Do you know who second brother invited to take the inheritance of the Tang family?" Tang Wanxin grinned. "If I tell you, you'll be scared to death. Where is the master?" Tang Kun frowned. Usually, second brother Tang Yifei didn't like him, so he had never heard of him. Tang Wanxin raised his eyebrows. "Ghostface Azura." Tang Kun's back broke out in cold sweat. Ghostface Azura. He didn't expect second brother to spend so much. Ghostface Azura wasn't someone who could be invited by anyone. He was definitely a big shot in the underground world. Not to mention inviting him, it was probably difficult for ordinary people to see him. "Old Six, you're not lying to me, right?" Tang Kun frowned. This matter had to be clarified. If Tang Yifei really invited such a big shot, then he wouldn't mention anything about the Tang family splitting today. After all, if they couldn't split, they could still stay in the Tang family as a parasite. If they split their heads, it would be troublesome. Tang Wanxin chuckled. Fifth brother, although I'm usually not serious, when have I ever joked about this kind of thing? Even if you gave me a few more guts, I wouldn't dare to joke around with the ghost face Azura. Tang-kun nodded, thinking that this kid was right. He definitely wouldn't have the guts to make such a joke. Tang-kun's legs trembled when he thought about how his second brother had even invited such a dangerous person like the ghost face Azura. It seemed like his third brother and the others were definitely going to be in trouble tonight. His second brother would definitely make an example out of them. When that time came, he could only wait to watch a good show. What if ninth sister comes back? The corner of Tang Wanxin's mouth suddenly raised into a smirk. Then I'm afraid that second brother's one-man show won't be easy to perform. Hee, I really hope that ninth sister will come back. Tang-kun snorted. If ninth sister comes back, do you think you can still be as comfortable as before? If there really comes a day when we don't get a single cent, it'll be too late to cry. I'd rather second brother be in charge. That way, I can be a parasite with peace of mind. Tang Wanxin laughed and nodded in agreement. That's true. Then it's better if ninth sister doesn't come back. She can just stay in that small city with that wild man. Everyone can live comfortably. You believe what second brother says? Tang-kun said. He said that he saw ninth sister with a wild man in Hudong City. Maybe he made it up himself. Don't you know what kind of person second brother is? As long as he wants to, he can turn white into black and black into white. Ninth sister is so domineering. How can she be interested in a man in a small city like Hudong City? What kind of joke is this? If that's really the case, I'd even dare to marry those green tea b** cheese. The two of them were talking loudly outside the Tang family's villa, when Tang Jiu's Volkswagen came directly from afar. Tang Wanxin and Tang Kun were both dumbfounded. Of course, they knew whose car it was. With the Tang family's strong influence, even they drove big cars like Porsche Cayenne or imported Grand Cherokees. The only person in the Tang family who could keep such a low profile was Tang Jiu. Speak of the devil. Tang Wanxin muttered. This is really strange. Fifth brother, ninth sister really came back. Tang Kun snorted with a smile. There's going to be a good show tonight. Second brother probably didn't expect ninth sister to come back in time, right? Tang Wanxin nodded. He had good eyesight and had already seen the situation in the car. Fifth brother, not only that, ninth sister really brought a man back. Tonight's show is really big. Ninth sister really brought a man from a small city. Hee. Are you really going to marry that green tea b** tch and bring her back to the Tang family? The corner of Tang Kun's mouth twitched. Marry my ass. Tang Jiu got out of the car quickly. Su Yin followed closely behind. Cho Yun and Guogua were the last to get out of the car. Guogua exclaimed as soon as she got out of the car. The Tang family was really extraordinary. Not to mention how big the villa was. The number of cars parked outside the yard was already a lot. Cars that were worth millions of yuan couldn't be seen here at all. They were like street goods. There were several Cayennes parked in front of them. Sister Little Nine, your family is really rich, Guogua said. Why don't you change to a bigger car? I'm not comfortable sitting in the back. Tang Jiu smiled. I'll change it tomorrow. When Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin saw Tang Jiu get out of the car, they immediately walked over. Tang Wanxin looked at Cho Yun with a casual expression. This girl was really hot. He had a lot of feelings just looking at her. If it weren't for Tang Jiu's presence, he would have already flirted with her. This kind of high-quality cabbage, any male animal would definitely want to touch it. Ninth sister, where have you been all this time? You're making your fifth brother anxious. Tang Kun walked up and said. You don't know how worried everyone was, especially when second brother came back last time. He said that you were in Hudong City and... Tang Kun paused and looked at Su Yun puzzled. Ninth sister, the man second brother was talking about, could it be him? Tang Wanxin's gaze also moved from Cho Yun to Su Yun. He immediately laughed disdainfully and said to Tang Jiu, Ninth sister, when did your taste become so heavy? Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin being so disdainful of Su Yun was indeed a normal action. After all, Su Yun didn't wear a single piece of branded clothing from head to toe. He simply didn't have the slightest bit of connection with a rich family's young master. Just look at Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin. They were either wearing Armani or Dior, and their watches were luxury goods like Vacheron Constantin. Su Yun, on the other hand, was wearing ordinary clothes. Guogua shook her head helplessly. Fortunately, her father didn't wear underwear and slippers. If he did, he would be looked down upon even more. Fortunately, the weather was getting colder. Otherwise, Su Yun would have come in those clothes, and that would have been embarrassing. Fifth brother, sixth brother, why haven't you gone in yet? Today isn't a day where you can just go to sleep. Tang Jiu spoke to the two without any respect. I heard that there will be a good show today. Is it against the Tang family? Which part of the Tang family's business do you want? Fifth brother, what do you want? Tell us first. Tang Kun smiled awkwardly. Ninth sister, what are you saying? We're a family. Let's go in. Uncle Tang has been waiting for you. Ninth sister, you can go in, but these people? Tang Wanxin blocked in front of Su Yun and Chou Yun. They don't seem to be from the Tang family. You should know the rules of the Tang family. Outsiders can't go in. Tang Jiu snorted. I forgot to introduce you. This is Su Yun. He is my boyfriend. I think second brother should have told you about him. I can probably guess how he described him. Sixth brother, don't blame me for not reminding you. My boyfriend has a bad temper. If you really want to stop him, you should consider your own strength. Tang Wanxin's expression changed. Although he was angry, he didn't dare to say anything. Ninth sister, I am your brother. You are not giving me face by threatening me in front of outsiders. Outsiders? Tang Jiu sneered. If my own man is an outsider, then you are even more so. Tang Kun knew that Tang Wanxin wouldn't be able to gain anything if he continued, so he interrupted him and said to Tang Jiu, Ninth sister, of course your boyfriend can go in, but what about these two? I am closer to him than you. Guogua snorted. Little ninth sister is my sworn sister, so I am her biological sister. Su Yun is also my father. Don't you think I am closer to him than you? Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin were so shocked that their mouths couldn't close. This guy had a child. This news was like a bolt of lightning to them. Tang Jiu actually found a guy with a child to be her boyfriend. Fifth brother, sixth brother, if you don't make way, then I won't be polite. Su Yun smiled. In the future, we will all be a family. Harmony is the way to go. What do you think? Tang Wanxin snorted and turned to leave. He wanted to see what kind of storm this outsider could cause in the Tang family. Second brother Tang Yifei was already prepared to make sure this kid didn't leave. Tang Jiu also brought Su Yun, Chou Yun, and Guogua into the courtyard of the Tang family's villa. There were many people standing in the courtyard. There were Tang Jiu's uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters-in-law, siblings, and people who had already received permission to enter the Tang family's courtyard. In short, those who could enter the Tang family's courtyard were all people in the Tang family's social circle. Those who could enter the main hall were people who could come into contact with the Tang family's central circle. When everyone saw Tang Jiu appear, they all exclaimed. Everyone present knew that Tang Jiu had been away from home for a few days. After Tang Yifei's exaggerated description, how could Tang Jiu not cause a commotion when she brought a man back? Chapter 149. Tang Jiu did not avoid the gazes of the crowd. She smiled and nodded at the crowd. Then she introduced him to everyone. My boyfriend Su Yun. It would have been fine if she didn't introduce him. However, this introduction caused a huge commotion. The whispers grew louder and louder. Some of the voices did not even try to avoid being heard. Su Yun could hear them clearly. Is this the wild man that Tang Yifei was talking about? After the first person pointed it out, the others began to talk about it. This is someone from that small place on the east side of the river? People from a small city will always be people from a small city. They don't have any temperament. That's right. I don't know what medicine Tang Jiu took to fall in love with someone like this. He's not handsome, and he's wearing ordinary clothes. His family doesn't have much money, right? Everyone began to talk. If it wasn't for the fact that Su Yun didn't care, he would have already fallen out with them. Tang Wanxin also walked into the Tang family's courtyard. He said in a voice that was neither loud nor soft, It doesn't matter if he's from a small city. It doesn't matter if he has no temperament or is not handsome. The most important thing is that he has a child. A bastard is not fit to enter the Tang family. This sentence was no different from smashing a vat with a boulder. It directly raised the level of the discussion. In an instant, Guogua became the focus of everyone's attention. The word bastard became a new word in everyone's mouth. However, Guogua was very dissatisfied with being called a bastard by these people. Who has such a bad mouth? Guogua was not a pushover. She would not forgive anyone who dared to scold her. Let me tell you, Sister Tangjio is this princess' sworn sister. You all better listen carefully. If you dare to secretly speak ill of me, you will end up like this guy. After saying that, Guogua pointed at Tang Wanxin. Tang Wanxin's expression changed. He didn't think that this little bastard would dare to threaten him. Just as Tang Wanxin was about to scold her, a silver light flashed in front of him. He didn't even know what happened. His pants loosened and fell to the ground. Cho Yun moved as fast as lightning. Before anyone could see it clearly, the soft sword in her hand had already cut through Tang Wanxin's belt. The entire process was smooth and smooth. Not only did he give Tangjio enough face by not hurting anyone in the Tang family, he also won back some face for Guogua. Tang Wanxin's face had completely fallen to the ground. Everyone snickered. And Tang Wanxin didn't dare to imagine that the woman beside this little girl was actually a hidden expert. Who would have thought that Tangjio would be so determined to fight second brother to the end? Tangjio smiled as he watched Tang Wanxin run away with his pants up. Everyone, my sister is not to be trifled with. If any of you spout nonsense again, I won't be able to protect you. Little Nine, please go in first. I haven't seen my father for many days. I still have to introduce them to my father before the family meeting. Please take your time. Since Tangjio had already said so, what else would the others dare to say? None of them dared to take a step into the hall before 6 o'clock, but the outsider that Tangjio had brought back could go in first. Clearly, this person's status was higher than theirs. Think about it carefully. Whoever dares to speak ill of me should be careful. Guogua glared at the people around her. The four of them walked into the inner hall under everyone's respectful gazes. As soon as they entered, they bumped into Tang Yifei. Tang Yifei glared at Su Yin when he saw him. It was definitely the look of an enemy. Tang Long immediately noticed that something was wrong with Tang Yifei. When he saw the people behind Tangjio, he immediately understood what was going on. It seemed that Tang Yifei's plan to stop Little Nine from attending the family meeting had been foiled. He quickly put on a smile and said, "Little Nine, you're finally back. We were just talking about you. We were worried sick." "Brother, thank you for your concern," Tangjio said indifferently. She didn't have much prejudice against Tang Long. In terms of contributions, Tang Long was much greater than Tang Wanxin and Tang Kun. At least he wasn't a parasite of the Tang family. Tang Zhengtian, who was sitting at the head of the table, smiled. He knew that Little Nine would definitely come back. Now that he saw Tangjio, he was finally relieved. While Tangjio and Tang Long were chatting, Tang Zhengtian took a closer look at the kid behind Tangjio. He wasn't burly or tall, but his body proportions were perfect. Although his eyes weren't big, they were calm and handsome. There was an indescribable aura in his bones. Tang Zhengtian was very surprised. He had seen countless people in his life. Today, when he saw this kid, he was really surprised. He was definitely not an ordinary person. "Little Nine, I didn't expect you to bring this man back, and even let him into the Tang family." Tang Yifei interrupted Tang Long, who wanted to continue the small talk. He stepped forward and said, "What day is it today? Where is this place? Can an outsider come in? You should know very well." Tangjio sneered at Tang Yifei. She didn't answer his question. Instead, she greeted the uncles who were already seated. Then, she walked straight to her father, Tang Jingtian. "Dad, can I wait until the family meeting starts before introducing them?" Tang Jingtian nodded and smiled. "Of course." Su Yin smiled politely at Tang Jingtian. At this moment, he could feel the cold gazes of the people sitting in the hall. If looks could kill, Su Yin would have died 17 or 18 times already. Tang Jingtian ordered, Tang Long, get seats for little Nine and the guest. Just put them next to me. Tang Long's expression was slightly ugly, but he still followed Tang Jingtian's instructions in the end. When he was doing all this, he had been secretly looking at Tang Yifei's expression. That guy's face was constantly changing. It seemed that he was extremely angry. After Su Yun sat down, Tang Jiu introduced him one by one in a low voice. Those who were seated were all direct descendants of the Tang family, including Tang Jiu's uncles. As for those who were still standing, there were Tang Jiu's aunts and uncles, as well as their children. Although Tang Jingtian was seriously ill, he didn't show any signs of tiredness as he sat in the seat of honor. His voice was neither loud nor soft as he said, "Is everyone here?" The hall was so quiet that even a pin drop could be heard. Everyone tried their best to keep their breathing as low as possible. There were more than 100 people in the hall, and all of them had some status in the Tang family. Although everyone had their own opinions about this family meeting, their respect for Tang Jingtian was still reflected at this moment. No matter what, Tang Jingtian hadn't stepped down yet. After the hall quieted down, Tang Jingtian smiled faintly and began to speak. "I think everyone here knows what I want to say at this family meeting, right? Uncle Tang, please make it clear." The one who suddenly spoke was Tang Xiaofeng. He was the third in this generation of the Tang family, and he and Tang Yi were both sons of Tang Sangua. This time, their family's main goal was to get a good share of the Tang family. He had long been fed up with the feeling of being below others. Tang Xiaofeng always felt that the Tang family contributed the most to their family, but what they received was never proportional. Tang Sangua sat in front of his two sons. When Tang Xiaofeng spoke, he didn't say anything. He just silently raised his teacup and took a sip of tea. Tang Yi, the fourth son, naturally spoke up for his brother. "Uncle Tang, I think third brother is right. You didn't say it clearly, and we don't understand what you mean. If you don't say it, how can we understand?" Tang Yifei's gaze swept across Tang Xiaofeng and Tang Yi. "Third brother, fourth brother, do you still have Uncle Tang in your eyes? Humph, Uncle Sangua, don't you have the responsibility to discipline the two of them?" Tang Sangua put down his teacup and glanced at Tang Yifei, but he didn't directly speak. His gaze stayed on the teacup as he slowly spoke. "Tang Jinfeng, your son is quite good. Now he dares to directly question his uncle? Haha, you've taught him well. You've taught him well." The middle-aged man sitting in front of Tang Yifei, Tang Jinfeng, was also a reputable figure in the third generation of the Tang family. He was Tang Jingtian's most capable right-hand man. He smiled slightly. "Sangua, you've taught him well. The family meeting hasn't started yet, and your two sons can't hold themselves back. Haha, as their father, you should know best what they want to do, right?" Seeing that the two were about to go head-to-head, the youngest of the third generation of the Tang family, Tang Huazhong, stood up and said, "Brother Feng, Brother Sangua, this isn't the place for you two to bicker. Haha, calm down. If you have anything to say, we can talk about it later. Outsiders will see us as a joke." When the word outsiders was mentioned, almost everyone's gaze turned to Su Yun, and the other two sitting beside Tang Zhengfeng. Tang Wanqing gritted his teeth when he saw Guogua. "Uncle Tang, I think you should let ninth sister explain to us." Tang Jinsheng, who was less than a month older than Tang Jiu, spoke up. "Our Tang family's ancestors set a rule that outsiders can't participate in the family meeting, even if they're just sitting in. Now that an outsider is sitting in the inner hall, ninth sister should give us an explanation no matter what, right?" Before Tang Jingtian could speak, Tang Jiu stood up. "Eighth brother is right. I do need to introduce Su Yin to everyone. He's the man that I, Tang Jiu, have chosen, so he's not an outsider. In the future, Su Yin will help me take care of everything in the Tang family. I remember that you guys mentioned last time that my father's health was deteriorating, and he suspected that I couldn't carry the Tang family. He said that I had to find a truly capable person before he could trust me with the Tang family. Now that I've found one, everyone can rest assured. Because of my father's health, many people said that they wanted to split up the Tang family. Indeed, every one of you here has contributed greatly to the Tang family. Without you, the Tang family wouldn't be what it is today. However, you should also think about what the Tang family means to you. Without the Tang family, you definitely wouldn't be where you are today." Tang Jiu's voice grew heavier and heavier. The Tang family is one family. If you want to leave, you can, but you can't take away a single bit of the Tang family. After Tang Jiu finished speaking, everyone fell silent again. This was Tang Jiu's declaration of war, a declaration of war to those who wanted to split the Tang family. Chapter 150. In the face of Tang Jiu's declaration, the faces of those who wanted to split the Tang family darkened. Among the 3 generations of the Tang family, Tang Sangua and Tang Huazhong were the first to express their dissatisfaction. Tang Sangua sneered. Little Jiu, your third uncle has doted on you the most since you were young. No matter what you say, third uncle will listen to you. But today, your words are a little harsh. What do you mean by anyone can leave the Tang family, but they can't take anything away from the Tang family? The Tang family was built by your father and these uncles. Your brothers also contributed a lot. Your third brother and fourth brother put in a lot of effort for the Tang family. Your father saw it clearly. Tang Jingtian smiled. Of course I saw everything that Xiaofeng and Tang Yi did for the Tang family. Third uncle, you only said half of what you said, right? Tang Jiu said. The Tang family clearly saw the third brother and fourth brother's contributions to the Tang family. But what about the conditions that the Tang family provided to the third brother and fourth brother? Not just in Jibei City, but in the whole province, how many people have the conditions that they provided? Third uncle, it's not that I'm being harsh, but do you really think that my third brother and fourth brother's contributions to the Tang family are worthy of the conditions that the Tang family provided to them? Ninth sister, what do you mean? Tang Yi frowned and said angrily. You can talk about your third brother and I, but how can you talk to your third uncle like that? Without the elders, we wouldn't be where we are today. Tang Jiu's smile didn't have the slightest hint of a smile. Fourth brother, then let me ask you, how much have you contributed to the Tang family? I just let you be in charge of a few entertainment venues. Do you think that without you the others can't do anything? My annual salary is 500,000 yuan. I can hire anyone and still manage it well. Your 3 luxury cars cost at least 500,000 yuan a year, right? Tang Yi's face turned white from Tang Jiu's words. Little Jiu, do you think that Jibei City is really peaceful? If it wasn't for your fourth brother's face, who knows how much trouble would have happened? You really don't know how to say such sarcastic words. Face. Tang Jiu laughed out loud. Fourth brother, do you really think that your face is that big? Do you really think that driving a Porsche and a Lexus will make you look good? Your face is given by the Tang family. Without the Tang family's support, how much do you think your face is worth? Tang Jiu's words shocked everyone in the Tang family. Even Tang Jingtian didn't expect his daughter to be so aggressive. It seemed that she was really angry. Tang Jiu saw that Tang Yi was silent and continued. Fourth brother, I know why you're here today. You just want to go to those entertainment venues and do it alone. Haha, it's not that I don't want to agree, but if I do, I'm afraid you won't be able to handle it. Ninth sister, since you've made it so clear, then I'll make it clear as well. You can arrange for people to go to those places as you please. If there's someone who can do it, then my surname isn't Tang. Tang Yi was humiliated by Tang Jiu. If he didn't do anything, he wouldn't be able to stay in the Tang family anymore. Don't, fourth brother. No matter what, you're still a member of the Tang family. Tang Jiu smiled. Since you've said so, then I'll do as you say. You don't have to go to those places anymore. Leave them to me. At this time, Tang Yi suddenly realized that Tang Jiu had quietly taken back his authority. But since he had already said it, it was even more embarrassing to go back on his words. He gritted his teeth and braced himself. Fine. I'll do as you say. He didn't believe that a little girl like Tang Jiu could play better than him. He could stop those places with just a phone call. When the time came, he would wait for Tang Jiu to beg him to take over. Tang Xiaofeng almost scolded him for being an idiot. Fourth brother was really too unprincipled. He originally wanted to separate from the family, but he was actually swayed by Tang Jiusan's words and stood on the opposite side. No wonder father always scolded him. Even as his biological brother, he was somewhat resentful of him for not living up to his expectations. Sister Jiu, you can't take it back just like that. Your fourth brother has always been managing those places. You can't just let it go like that, right? Tang Xiaofeng said. Before Tang Jiu could speak, Tang Yifei said, "Third brother, what do you mean by that? Fourth brother is not managing the assets of the Tang family? Why does it sound like those entertainment cities are your family's private assets?" Tang Xiaofeng's small eyes shone. He glanced at Tang Yifei and said, "Second brother, I didn't say that. I'm just stating the facts. Fourth brother has worked harder than anyone else on those entertainment cities. It's reasonable that he should be the one managing them. From what you're saying, the hotels of the Tang family are managed by you. So those hotels should also be managed by you?" Tang Yifei smiled faintly. "After today, will you have to manage the accounts by yourself?" Tang Xiaofeng wasn't afraid of Tang Yifei's tit-for-tat. "Second brother, I understand what you mean now. The Tang family's financial management and investment company is managed by you. You're saying that you'll get the lion's share, right? If that's what you think, I won't dare to say anything as your younger brother. You'll have to ask Uncle Tang if he agrees." Tang Jingtian was over 50 years old. He knew his body's condition very well. He couldn't be bothered to get angry at the actions of the younger generation. He said calmly, "I know my body's condition. You also know what you mean. But I'll say it again. As long as I'm alive, I won't allow the Tang family to split." As the oldest of the fourth generation, Tang Long hurriedly stood out and said, "Third brother, go play somewhere else. Uncle Tang's body is still fine. You're already thinking about splitting. You're too much. Third uncle, if you ask me, blame third brother for what happened today. Brother Long, fourth uncle gave birth to you early and passed away early. When you were young, my father loved you a lot. I didn't expect you to suddenly become second brother's dog. I really overestimated you." Tang Xiaofeng's mouth was very sarcastic. Tang Wanqin and Tang Kun looked at each other and laughed in their hearts. They didn't expect the show to be so good tonight. The show had just started and the second brother and third brother were already fighting. Although the two of them were the main branch of the Tang family, they basically had no right to speak. It was not their fault. Tang Kun's father and Tang Long's father died in the same car accident, and Tang Wanqin's father became a monk when he was 16 years old. Therefore, the two of them had no one to rely on in the Tang family. They were just parasites for the rest of their lives. Tang Long wasn't angry at Tang Xiaofeng's words. He continued, "Of course I'm grateful to third uncle for taking care of me since I was young. But I'm on the side of reason now. I think second brother's words make sense. The Tang family is a family. We can't split. Since we've already shed all pretense of cordiality, I won't hide it anymore." Tang Xiaofeng, under his father Tang Sangua's gaze, directly exposed the truth. No one wants the Tang family to split up, but now that the Tang family is facing such a problem, Brother Long, you and second brother don't want to split up, and so does second uncle, because you think that second brother can inherit the Tang family without splitting up. Don't deny what I'm saying. That's what you're thinking." Tang Jinfeng frowned. "Xiaofeng, how can you talk like that? Do you really think Uncle Tang and Little Jiu don't exist? With Little Jiu, the Tang family has a legitimate heir. What do you mean by seriously injuring second uncle and your two brothers? Second brother, don't pretend you don't know. Who doesn't know who's who?" Tang Sangwa smiled. "Don't use your seniority to suppress the younger generation. Hee, do you really think Little Jiu can inherit the Tang family? Although there's no rule that a girl can't inherit the Tang family, there's no precedent of a girl inheriting the Tang family." With his father's support, Tang Xiaofeng once again stood in the limelight. "Second brother, you've already calculated it in your heart, haven't you? Ninth sister doesn't have the ability to inherit the Tang family, but you can't take it all for yourself. Presumptuous." Tang Yifei angrily rebuked. "Third brother, you better be careful with your words." "What? Angry?" Tang Xiaofeng sneered. "Pa." Tang Wanha, who had been silent all this time, suddenly slapped the table and angrily rebuked the younger generation. "Do you still have elders in your eyes? Do you still have Uncle Tang in your eyes? Now it's not your turn to criticize the Tang family." Tang Yifei snorted. "Seventh uncle, you didn't say anything in the past, But today you should make your stand clear, right? Second brother, of course my father won't agree to split the family. But he definitely won't support you inheriting the Tang family. Tang Sun smiled. Don't even think about my father. You can do whatever you want, but we must have the right to speak in the Tang family. Tang Yifei scolded in his heart for having no ambition, and no longer paid attention to them. He looked at Tang Jingtian. Uncle Tang is still sitting in this position. His words are the sky of the Tang family. Let's not talk nonsense and listen to Uncle Tang. Tang Jingtian tried to adjust his mentality so that he wouldn't care about the quarrel between the younger generation. If he got angry at this time, it was very likely that his blood would rush up and his life would be in danger at any time. I remember I said that if little Jiu could find a capable helper, I would be assured to hand the Tang family to her. Otherwise, the Tang family wouldn't be handed over to her. Today little Jiu brought the helper to us. Whether or not he can get everyone's approval depends on his own ability. Su Yin couldn't help but smile bitterly in his heart. Oh my God. You just threw a heavy burden on my head with one sentence. You're too good at taking advantage of others, right? Alas, there's no other way. I have to take it. Who told me to promise Tangjio? Since I'm going to be her boyfriend for a few days, I have to do this position well. Otherwise, I'll be letting down that 100 million yuan hotel. Chapter 151. After Su Yin finished speaking, he did not receive any reaction from the Tang family. Everyone looked at Su Yin as if they were looking at a monster. Towards this person who had just arrived at the Tang family, the moment he opened his mouth, it was as if the Tang family already belonged to him. Guogua was very dissatisfied with this, because she was the only one who clapped her hands. Guogua stood up and said, "What do you mean? How can you be so rude? My father is going to take care of you in the future. What kind of attitude is this?" When the word father came out, not only the Tang family, but even Tang Jingtian was stunned. This person was going to take care of a child? Tang Wanxin and Tang Kun couldn't help but laugh. Tang Wanxin was the one who wanted to find an opportunity to say this. He didn't expect this little girl to confess without being pressed. Now he wanted to see how Tangjio would deal with this. Su Yin really regretted bringing this troublemaker to Jibei. She really knew how to cause trouble. Ha ha ha, Su Yin. What a good name. Tang Sangua laughed and said to Tang Jingtian, "Brother, my good niece is really something. Not only did she bring back a man, she even brought back a bastard. Does she want the Tang family to change its name? If that's the case, I won't agree. Since you're willing to let an outsider take over the Tang family's property, then I'll make my stand clear. I don't want much. The place that Xiaofeng and Tang Yi have been taking care of is ours. You can give the rest to whoever you want." Tang Yifei sneered. "Third uncle, you really can't forget about splitting the family? Who said the Tang family was going to be given to an outsider? I'm afraid an outsider like him doesn't have the right to speak here. Ninth sister, it's time for you to explain yourself. I couldn't bring you back from Hudong City because of this man. Everyone knows what kind of person this man is. If you've thought it through, then say what you just said again. It's the same no matter how many times I say it. He's my future man," Tangjio said sternly. "Ninth sister, do you think it's appropriate to find a man with a child?" Tang Long, who had always been modest in the Tang family, suddenly shouted. "The Tang family cares about its reputation. I will not allow anyone to smear the Tang family's name." Tang Jinfeng also said with a black face, "Little Nine, just based on this point, I won't agree to you bringing this man into the Tang family. Absolutely not." Tang Wanhe and Tang Huazhong, the two uncles, also followed Tang Jinfeng to express their stance. "None of us have any other opinions on this point. If the young lady of the Tang family finds a wild man with a bastard child, if word gets out, will the Tang family still have a foothold in Jibei?" Everyone expressed their opinions with righteous indignation. Tang Yifei sneered in his heart. There was no need for him to say anything. Naturally, there would be others who would reject the man brought by Tangjio. However, he knew very well that the man brought by Tangjio was not simple, so he asked Ghostface Azura to be prepared. Both generations of the Tang family had expressed their views, and it seemed like they were going to expel Su Yin from the Tang family. Su Yin cleared his throat and said, "Uncles, Tangjio might not have made it clear just now, but Guogua is my goddaughter and Tangjio's sworn sister. Hey, which one of you doesn't have a few goddaughters? It's not too much for me to have one, right?" This sentence slapped Tang Jinfeng, Tang Sangua, and the others in the face. Not to mention goddaughters, they even had god-granddaughters outside. That's right, Guogua is my sworn sister. In the future, she will be a member of the Tang family. Tangjio snorted. If anyone still says that she's a bastard child, it's the same as calling me a bastard child. Everyone here knows what kind of temper I have. When the time comes, don't blame me for falling out with you. Tang Jingtian smiled faintly and said, "All right, Jewar, sit down. Your uncles and brothers are saying all this for your own good. Back then, I said that if you could bring back someone who could really help the Tang family, I would be assured to hand the Tang family over to you. Now that you've brought her back, I'm very happy." Tang Jingtian's words still carried a lot of weight. When he spoke, no one spoke. Everyone listened quietly. Little Jiu did bring her back, but we still have to test her, right? Tang Jinfeng frowned. The Tang family isn't a small stall. Not just anyone can take over. Tang Jiu smiled and said to Tang Jinfeng, "Second uncle, I know that in your eyes, no one can be better than my second brother. However, I have to say that Su Yin is the person I'm looking for. He can help me share everything. I believe in him." Tang Yifei gritted his teeth, but it wasn't convenient for him to say anything. "Ninth sister, I don't think so." Tang Wang opened his mouth again. "Your second brother's ability is obvious to everyone. However, we haven't seen what this person is capable of. Many people are eyeing the Tang family's business. It's not that easy to snatch it away. That's why I believe in Su Yin," Tang Jiu said firmly. Tang Yifei finally couldn't hold back and said, "Uncle Tang, if ninth sister wants to give the Tang family to an outsider, I definitely won't agree to this." Tang Jingtian's smiling expression also sank. "Yifei, I'm not dead yet. I have the final say in the Tang family, not you. As long as I'm still in this position, you have no right to speak." Jiu followed my instructions and found someone she believes can be trusted. Then I have the right to give the Tang family to her. Tang Jingtian's words directly suppressed Tang Yifei's thoughts. Tang Jinfeng only needed to look at Tang Jingtian's expression to know that he was determined to push Tang Jiu to his position this time. For decades, he didn't dare to disobey Tang Jingtian's orders. Therefore, he chose to give up this time. The matter of usurping power could only wait until he was terminally ill. However, Tang Yifei couldn't wait any longer. He couldn't understand his father's eyes. He actually stood up angrily. "Uncle Tang, I think you want the Tang family to be destroyed in your hands. I think you're confused because of your illness." In the entire Tang family, there was probably no one who dared to speak to Tang Jingtian like this. Tang Yifei's rebellious behavior completely shocked everyone in the Tang family. Tang Wanxin whispered to Tang Kun, "Second brother is really going all out this time. I'm afraid we really have to stand on the right side to protect our future." Tang Jingtian's eyes were like lightning as he stared at Tang Yifei. Although he knew Tang Yifei's ambitions, he didn't expect that he would dare to challenge him. Tang Jingtian had long thought that if he died, only he would dare to fight with Tang Jiu for the Tang family. He was probably the only one who had this ability. Now it seemed that he was wrong because Tang Yifei couldn't wait for him to die. "You're indeed my nephew. Haha, you're also worthy of your father, Tang Jinfeng's son." Tang Jingtian said lightly, "You're bold and ambitious." Tang Jinfeng saw that the situation wasn't good and hurriedly said, "Brother, the child doesn't know anything. Don't bother with him. I'll deal with him when we get back." Then Tang Jinfeng glared at Tang Yifei. "Uneducated thing." Tang Long also hurriedly pulled him back and scolded, "Second brother, what's wrong with you? Aren't you afraid of being kicked out of the Tang family by Uncle Tang?" Tang Yifei knew that he said the wrong thing, but he could only grit his teeth and bear with it. If he didn't get the inheritance rights of the Tang family in his hands today, then Tang Jingtian might take it back tomorrow. By then it would be too late. Today, even if he angered Tang Jingtian to death, he definitely couldn't let Tang Jiu easily take over the Tang family in his hands. "Kick me out of the Tang family if you have the ability." Tang Yifei made up his mind. He was going to walk this path to the end. How much of the Tang family's investment was made by me? Kick me out of the Tang family? Humph, I'd like to see who has the ability to take back the money. Tang Long's face revealed an imperceptible smile. He knew that Tang Yifei wouldn't be able to hold back in the end. What he said just now was to remind Tang Jingtian that for such a rebellious behavior, he must be kicked out of the family. Second brother, do you really think that the Tang family won't turn around without you? Tang Long's face changed. He no longer had the feeling of being submissive to Tang Yifei like before. Even I can easily deal with your rotten debt, let alone Uncle Tang and Sister Jiu. Quickly apologized to Uncle Tang. Tang Yifei saw that Tang Long changed his face faster than flipping a book. He sneered in his heart. Only now did he see Tang Long's face clearly. Tang Long had been willing to stay under him. He was probably waiting for this day, right? That's right. Tang Long had been waiting for this day. Although he was the eldest son of the fourth generation of the Tang family, he had never been able to get what he deserved because he lost his father when he was young. On the other hand, Tang Yifei, who was 1 year younger than him, was regarded as the eldest son and grandson. Tang Yifei's right to speak in everything was greater than his own. It was all because his father, Tang Jinfeng, was still alive. Ever since Tang Long knew that his eldest son had been taken over, he had been planning. He planned to expel Tang Yifei from the Tang family one day. As long as Tang Yifei was expelled, he still had a chance to fight for everything. Therefore, Tang Long had been secretly encouraging Tang Yifei to usurp the throne for so many years. He wanted to expose him at this moment and consign him to eternal damnation. Tang Jinfeng had naturally seen through Tang Long's thoughts. He cursed in his heart, "Bastard." But things had already come to this point. He was the only one who could save his son. Yifei, kneel down. Kneel down and apologize to Uncle Tang. Have you forgotten the rules of the Tang family's ancestors? Father, there is no turning back now. Today I admit my mistake. Tomorrow, even if I can stay in the Tang family, I will have nothing. Tang Yifei hardened his heart. He didn't even listen to his father's words anymore. Tang Sangua sneered. Tang Jinfeng, this is the good son that you have taught. He wants to usurp the throne openly? What a great ability. Humph, I will also make it clear today. If he dares to mess around, don't blame me for not being polite to him. Xiaofeng. Tang Yi. Today, if your second brother dares to do anything disgraceful, you will take him down for me. Yes. Tang Xiaofeng and Tang Yi said. They had long wanted to find a chance to beat Tang Yifei. Today, God really gave them face. Tang Kun and Tang Wanxin didn't have their father to support them, so they didn't show up. Today's scene was so wonderful that they didn't expect it. Tang Yifei was too impulsive this time. He actually became alone. They should have united to deal with the outsider, but they didn't expect that he would become the target of everyone. Chapter 152. Although Tang Yifei was deserted by everyone, Suyin didn't see any real panic on his face. If the Tang family was really going to be kicked out of the Tang family and lose their big backer, they definitely wouldn't have this kind of expression. Tang Yifei seemed to be waiting for something. He wanted to give everyone in the Tang family a big surprise. Tang Wanxin secretly tugged on Tang Kun's sleeve again and said in a low voice, "Looks like second brother wants to shed all pretense of cordiality with the whole family. Fifth brother, do you think he wants Ghostface Azura to make a move? Are you kidding me?" Tang Kun's expression changed. No matter what, we're all part of the Tang family. He wouldn't go so far, would he? He probably invited Ghostface Azura to deal with the outsiders. Tang Wanxin chuckled. Outsiders? Now second brother is treating all of us as outsiders. The only reason he invited Ghostface Azura is because he's afraid of Uncle Tang's people. Tang Kun frowned. Uncle Tang's people have already been bribed. Who did you see today? Humph, Uncle Tang himself knows that, which is why he didn't even let Sable and Hu Lang attend the family meeting. He even bribed Sable and Hu Lang, so why would he spend so much money to invite Ghostface Azura? Humph, everyone knows Sima Zhao's intentions. Even if third uncle and third brother and fourth brother didn't split up today, he would still take the Tang family from Uncle Tang and ninth sister. Fifth brother who said Sable and Hu Lang didn't come. I saw them just now. Tang Wanxin said. Tang Kun was startled. It looked like there was a big conspiracy going on today. He had clearly overheard Tang Yifei and Tang Long's conversation. Tang Jingtian's two masters had been bribed by Tang Yifei. Now that they were here, they were definitely up to no good. Tang Yifei suddenly looked up to the sky and laughed loudly. He shouted outside the door, Sable. Hu Lang. As soon as he finished speaking, two well-built men around the age of 35 walked into the Tang family's main hall one after another. The one in front was of average height, but his bulging muscles made people tremble in fear even through his clothes. The one behind was obviously a head taller than the former, and the veins on his temples were bulging. With one look, one could tell that he was not an ordinary martial artist. Tang Songgua's expression changed. These two men were Tang Jingtian's right-hand men. The former, Black Martin, could shake the entire northern Ji city with a stomp of his feet, while the latter, Hu Lang, was an expert that was hard to find in the entire northern Ji city. Most importantly, the two of them had followed Tang Jingtian for at least 10 years, and had always been loyal. How could they be used by Tang Yifei? Tang Jingtian smiled as he looked at the two people who walked in. Everyone in the Tang family was familiar with these two people. The contributions they had made for the Tang family was something that the majority of the Tang family could not compare to. Therefore, Tang Jingtian thought highly of them. Sable, Hu Lang, it's been a while since I've seen you. Tang Jingtian smiled and said, What's wrong? Do you think I can't hold on any longer? Do you want to turn over a new leaf as soon as possible? Hee. Then I have to tell you that you should look carefully when you're looking for a master. Don't choose the wrong place. Otherwise, you might be doomed eternally. Sable and Hu Lang did not dare to look Tang Jingtian in the eye. They had no choice and had their own difficulties. However, betrayal was betrayal. No matter the reason, they had betrayed Tang Jingtian. Tang Jiu's eyes were cold as he glared at Sable and Hu Lang. You know very well how my father has always treated the two of you. You entered the Tang family when I was 10 years old. What has the Tang family done to the two of you? Tang Jingtian waved his hand and said, Jiu, don't say so much. Everyone has their own ambitions. Even your second brother can be disloyal, let alone others. Hee, it seems like I'm really getting old. Tang Yifei sneered. Uncle Tang, as the saying goes, money makes the world go round. However, what the two of them lack now is not money, but a future. They've followed you for more than 10 years, but in the end, they're still servants of the Tang family. However, it's different if they follow me. The status I can give them is much higher than what you can give them. Hu Lang gathered his courage several times before he opened his mouth. Master Tang, I, Hu Lang, have let you down. If there's a next life, I'm willing to be an ox or a horse. If you can't be loyal in this life, what next life is there to talk about? Su Yun smiled and suddenly stood up. I heard that 12 years ago, two people offended the 5 poison walker, Qi Qingzhu, in the northwest and were chased for thousands of miles. After that, there was no news of them. It turns out that they were hiding in Master Tang's house. Hee, the kindness of saving one's life should be repaid with a spring. However, who would have thought that those 2 stray dogs would betray their master today and bite the person who saved their lives? Master Tang, if you knew this would happen, would you still take them in? Su Yun's words made many people confused. At the very least, people of Tang Jiu's generation did not know what Su Yun's words meant. However, Tang Jingtian, Tang Jinfeng, and the others were quite shocked. Su Yun looked like he was in his early 20s. 12 years ago, he should have been a 10-year-old child like Tang Jiu. How could he know so clearly? Black Martin and Hu Lang's eyes widened. They could not believe that this young man could talk about something that happened more than 10 years ago. The two people who offended the 5 poison walker were the two of them. It was not strange that Su Yun knew about this because the 5 poison walker was personally captured by Wang Yi. Therefore he knew some things. At that time, although Su Yun was only 10 years old, he was already a member of Dragon's Fury. Tang Jingtian's initial worry disappeared instantly. To know about the incident in the underground world more than 10 years ago could only mean that this young man was extraordinary. He did not expect that his daughter could find such a person. It was completely out of Tang Jingtian's expectations. Even so, I still chose to keep the two of them back then. Tang Jingtian answered Su Yun's question calmly. It's hard to say if it's fate at first sight. Who asked me to meet them? Su Yun smiled slightly. What a good fate at first sight. Elder Tang is indeed worthy of the title of Layman Baiyun. His breadth of mind is indeed incomparable to us juniors. Tang Jingtian finally could not help but laugh. The smile on his face was sincere. He had not heard this title for a long time. Who the hell are you? Hu Lang could no longer hold back his curiosity. He angrily rebuked and looked at Su Yun with a ferocious green light in his eyes. This guy knew too many things. He did not feel safe at all. Black Martin's eyes were cold. He said coldly, Hu Lang, don't forget who we are now. Don't tell me you don't remember what the second young master said? Hu Lang's expression changed. He did not say anything else and focused on Su Yun. Today, those who block the second young master will die. Tang Jiu's heart was cold to the extreme. She never thought that the two people who were so respectful to her father in the past would betray him so mercilessly. Ninth sister, then let us see how capable this man you found is. Tang Yifei threw a glance over, indicating for Black Martin and Hu Lang to attack. Chou Yun, who had been standing beside Guoguo without any reaction, stood up at the same time. The Long Yuan sword in his hand drew a silver light and blocked in front of Black Martin and Hu Lang. Chou Yun's biting cold killing intent forced everyone to take a step back. They were afraid that the swords would hurt them. People who have experienced it shouldn't come out and embarrass themselves. Chou Yun's voice was as cold as ice. There was no emotion in it at all. Ever since Black Martin and Hu Lang had followed Tang Jingtian, they had not left the northern meadows. Of course, they did not know about the violent fox revered master. However, just the Long Yuan sword in Chou Yun's hand was enough to shock them. Even so, Tang Yifei's offer was enough to make them fight with their lives on the line. They listened to Tang Yifei because Tang Yifei gave them the hope of breaking through the bottleneck of a first-rate expert. No expert would want to be stagnant. Black Martin and Hu Lang had not stopped cultivating for 12 years. However, when they reached the peak of a second-rate expert, they were unable to break through. It was at this time that Tang Yifei gave them hope. He did not hesitate to invite Ghostface Azura, who had been famous in the underground world for more than 10 years. He was definitely a first-rate expert. He was at the peak of the first-rate experts. Tang Yifei promised that as long as the two of them helped him take down the Tang family, Ghostface Azura would definitely help them break through their mental state. This temptation was irresistible to the two of them. In addition to Tang Yifei's threat, if they did not obey, they would not be able to help Tang Jingtian fight against Ghostface Azura. After Tang Yifei promised that he would not hurt Tang Jingtian and Tang Jiu, the two of them completely submitted to Tang Yifei. Today they were here to prevent any unexpected incidents. However, they did not expect the person brought back by Miss Jiu to be so mysterious. First, this young man told them about the terrible things that happened 12 years ago. Then this woman took out the famous sword Long Yuan. Before Black Martin and Hu Lang could make a move, Chou Yun made the first move. She used the Great Swallow double flight. The flexible sword in her hand moved like a snake, turning into a blur and stabbing towards the two of them at the same time. Her movements were smooth and without any mercy. Black Martin and Hu Lang were shocked. Just by looking at the speed of the sword, they knew that the opponent's cultivation level was much higher than theirs. The two of them used the Tiger Step and 7-Star Step to dodge Chou Yun's sword. They immediately retreated a few meters away, putting some distance between them. Their faces looked very haggard. Can't even withstand a single blow. Su Yun said indifferently, Chou Yun, since Elder Tang has no intention of blaming these two, you should stop. After all, this is a family meeting of the Tang family. Using swords and spears will damage Elder Tang's dignity. Chou Yun withdrew her sword, but her eyes never left the two of them. Her piercing gaze was enough to make Black Martin and Hu Lang think twice about making a move. Chapter 153. Tang Yifei was unconvinced. Seeing Sable and Hu Lang unable to withstand a single blow, he was furious. Tang Jinfeng suddenly slapped the table and slapped Tang Yifei's face. Bastard! What the hell are you doing? You've lost all my face. Dad. Even so, Tang Yifei was still stubborn. Sable and Hulang. You two take him away. Tang Zhenfeng knew that if the situation continued, the father and son would be in the wrong. Not to mention that Tang Long would play dirty tricks behind their backs. Tang Sangua and his sons were already eyeing them covetously. If they were regarded as public enemies now, they would be in big trouble. No matter what, they had to stop the situation today. It didn't matter if they apologized or made amends later. Black Mink and Hulang didn't hesitate either. They directly grabbed Tang Yifei from both sides. Tang Yifei only struggled for a moment, before he was finally dragged out of the villa hall by the two. Tang Yifei was taken out of the Tang family villa by Sable and Hulang. Other than the cars parked on the street, there was no one else. Sable and Hulang suddenly let go of Tang Yifei and lowered their heads. Second young master, sorry for the offense. Very good. A sinister smile appeared on Tang Yifei's face. This play is not bad. Let them fight. I don't care if I'm the bad guy. I'll let them see if the Tang family's capital chain can still operate without me, Tang Yifei. When the time comes, someone will beg me. Second young master, aren't you afraid of being cursed by doing this? Hulang frowned. What if old Master Tang really chases you out of the Tang family? Tang Yifei snorted. He dares. If I can't even figure this out, how would I dare to direct such a show? If Tang Jiu didn't come back today, I would have already succeeded. Since they ruined my plans, I'll let them know that I, Tang Yifei, am not to be trifled with. In fact, Tang Yifei's original plan wasn't like this. If Tang Jiu didn't come back today, he would have forced Tang Zhengtian to hand over the Tang family's power to him when Tang Sangua and his sons were arguing about splitting up the family. But he never thought that Xiongzi, that trash, couldn't even block the road properly and allowed Tang Jiu and that brat surnamed Su to barge in. In this way, he could only stir up a dispute and think of a way to get himself out of it. After all, he was in control of the Tang family's investments. The money was in his hands. If he didn't show up, no one would be able to get the money back. Tang Zhengtian would need him to show up sooner or later. Although what he did today was a little overboard, it was to let Tang Zhengtian know that the Tang family couldn't do without him. He wanted to let him know that the Tang family would fall apart sooner or later if he handed it over to Tang Jiu. That way, the Tang family wouldn't collapse. Since Tang Sangua and his son insisted on splitting up, then he might as well not participate. This troublesome matter would be left to Tang Jiu to deal with. After Tang Jiu dealt with it, the Tang family would still be handed over to him. However, there was one thing that Tang Yifei did not expect today, and that was Tang Long's sudden change in attitude. That guy had always been obedient to him, but today he wanted to hit him when he was down. Humph, he wanted to see if Tang Yifei was not there. Tang Long was nothing in the Tang family. He didn't believe that a fatherless child would be able to compete with him. Were the two of you really unable to beat that woman? Or were you just pretending? Tang Yifei frowned. He already had a plan to deal with Su Yun, but he didn't expect that Su Yun would have a master by his side. Hearing this, Sable's face darkened. Second young master, that woman's strength is probably above both of us. What? Tang Yifei suddenly raised his voice. Aren't you two at the peak of second-rate masters? Are you trying to tell me that woman is a F***king first-rate master? Do you think I'll believe that? Sable was scolded so badly that he didn't dare to say another word. Hulang clenched his teeth and said, Second young master, we don't dare to believe it either. However, the strength that woman displayed is indeed far above both of us. The internal energy contained in her sword is definitely not something a second-rate master can possess. It's clearly the internal energy of a first-rate master who has opened all the basic meridians in their body. Bulsh *T. Tang Yifei cursed. How can a small Hedong city hire a first-rate master? Am I an idiot? Do you know how much effort it took me to hire Ghostface Azura? Why would a first-rate master be willing to stay in a small place like Hedong City? They don't even care about our Jibei city. Do you understand? Tang Yifei's emotions were clearly due to the unexpected situation, so Sable and Hulang didn't dare to speak carelessly. After Tang Yifei's anger subsided, Hulang dared to speak again. Second young master, That woman's soft sword is called Dragon Abyss. It's definitely not something an ordinary person can possess. I think it's better to talk to Ghostface Azura about this. Do I need you to teach me? Tang Yifei gritted his teeth. Don't leave. Wait here for my father. I'm afraid that my third uncle will play some dirty tricks. I've already told Ghostface Azura to wait for me at the club. I'll be there right away. You two stay here and keep an eye on him. Yes. The two nodded in unison. In the hall, Tang Xinfeng's face darkened. He said awkwardly, "This is all my fault for not teaching my son well. I'll definitely discipline him when we get back." Tang Xinfeng, don't just say nice things. Tang Sangua sneered. Among us brothers, you've always been the smartest. We can't even guess what you're thinking. Who knows if you're deliberately putting on an act this time? In the end, it's nothing more than wanting to monopolize the Tang family's property. Third brother, do you still see me as your brother? Tang Xinfeng said coldly. I only have one goal today, and that is to absolutely not allow you to divide the Tang family. Don't doubt my intentions. Now that Tang Jiu has brought her boyfriend back, and Big Brother has just spoken, I'm only responsible for following orders. Tang Xiaofeng frowned. Second uncle, you're changing your face faster than a game of face changing. Although Jiu brought this person back, she hasn't proven to us that he's really her boyfriend. How do you want me to prove it? Tang Jiu said. Third brother, as long as you say it, I'll prove it to you immediately. Tang Xiaofeng smiled slightly. They grew up together, and he knew Tang Jiu's character very well. It was simply impossible for an ordinary man to get close to her. Tang Jiu's standards were very high. Ever since they were young, Tang Xiaofeng had never seen Tang Jiu act particularly intimately with any man. Tang Yi read what Tang Xiaofeng wanted to express from his expression and said, Jiu, you have to at least prove to us how close you are, right? Otherwise, how can we believe that you really have a relationship with him? Tang Jiu was stunned, and then she smiled. Fourth brother, you really know me well. However, I'm embarrassed to show how close I am to him in front of you, right? Jiu, it's not that I don't trust you, but you're too smart. I'm afraid that all the uncles will be fooled by you. Tang Yi smiled. He finished all the words that Tang Xiaofeng wanted to say. With this, everyone once again looked at Tang Jiu with suspicion. Tang Huazhong, who had always been a man of few words, opened his mouth again. Little Jiu, you wouldn't have spent money to hire someone to trick your eighth uncle, right? Tang Jiu turned around and glanced at Su Yun. She made up her mind and said graciously to everyone, all right, since all the uncles and brothers want to see how affectionate little Jiu and Su Yun are, then little Jiu won't be restrained today. I'll show off my affection to Su Yun in front of everyone. Su Yun was really annoyed when he heard this. He wasn't prepared. How was Tang Jiu going to show off her affection in front of so many people? She couldn't be serious, could she? What the hell? If this was serious, they would have to pay more. No, they couldn't do it even if they had to pay more. No matter what, Su Yun was still a genuine virgin. Not to mention in front of so many people. Even if it was in private, he had never done anything too profound between a man and a woman. In front of so many people and without any experience, they would definitely be exposed. However, Tang Jiu didn't care if Su Yun was prepared or not. She walked directly to Su Yun, who was sitting to the left of Tang Jingtian. Every time she got closer to Su Yun's balls hurt a little. He felt that something was going to happen. As expected, Tang Jiu walked in front of Su Yun and directly sat in Su Yun's arms. Su Yun wasn't prepared at all. His entire back was covered in cold sweat. Oh my God! Guogua exclaimed with her mouth wide open. She rubbed her eyes and pulled Cho Yun. Sister Cho Yun, am I seeing things? What is Sister Little Jiu doing? Isn't she too open? Cho Yun glanced at her. Although her expression didn't change at all, her heart couldn't help but twist. From the beginning to the end, Cho Yun had never thought that there would be a day when she would feel heartache because of the matters between men and women. But now this feeling really made her feel empty. Even so, Cho Yun wouldn't admit that she had feelings for Su Yun. This was a taboo that she absolutely couldn't touch. Cho Yun tried her best to control her emotions. She didn't believe that there would be a story where she would grow old together with him. Sister Cho-yun? What are you thinking about? Even though Cho-yun's reaction was very subtle, Guogwa was still sharp enough to notice it. Nothing, Cho-yun said softly. Her eyes drifted and looked elsewhere. Everyone else in the room had the same gaze as Guogwa. They were all staring at Tangjio, who was sitting in Su-yun's arms. Tangjio was natural and unrestrained. Su-yun and the other old men were quite embarrassed. He lowered his voice and asked in a voice that only the two of them could hear. Tangjio, what are you doing? Sit down obediently. You won't be at a disadvantage no matter what I do. Don't you want to take advantage of me? Tangjio had a smile on his face. His lips barely moved. He only replied in a weak voice. Chapter 154. Tangjio's lips parted slightly, and a few words floated out from her charming red lips. Are you ready? Ready for what? Su-yun complained in his heart. Damn, I'm still a hot-blooded young man in his 20s. How can I withstand Tangjio's torment? In terms of looks, Tangjio is worthy of the words captivating the birds and alighting the beasts. In terms of temperament, Tangjio is definitely a beauty that outshines the moon and puts the flowers to shame. How can she sit on me without any rhyme or reason? Is she looking down on me for not being a man? Perhaps it was because Tangjio had sat down too hastily just now, so she felt uncomfortable. Following her slight movements, her bouncy little, but gently twisted a few times between Su-yun's legs. Damn. Isn't sitting on me already enough? Do you still want to do something else? Su-yun hurriedly took a deep breath. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if he had a reaction in front of so many people? Damn, Tangjio, I can help you if you want me to, but you have to make it clear that there's something beyond my limits. For example, if you give me 100 yuan and I help you take a bath, then you want to add a full set of services. Fortunately, Su-yun was not someone to be trifled with. No matter what, he was still a super expert. More or less, he still had some self-control. After pressing down on his dantian, Su-yun more or less settled the blood and chi that had rushed to his head. Damn, if it wasn't for the fact that they were in public, Su-yun would have already flipped Tangjio over and thrown her into Jingdong. Now, Su-yun could only take deep breaths without making a sound. Deep breaths, and deep breaths, allowing his surging heart to completely calm down. Tang Jingtian was very surprised to see his daughter taking the initiative. Ever since his daughter's 20th birthday party, he had lost count of the number of people who came to propose marriage. Of course, there was no lack of young talents among them. The only son of the Gu family's mechanical and electrical engineer studied abroad and returned to his hometown at the age of 28. He returned home and took over the family business. Within a year, he doubled the sales of the Gu family's mechanical and electrical products. The young master of the Blue Sky Group had built 2 new modern factories within 3 years, and the production of car parts was booming. In Jibei City, he was definitely a rare and outstanding young man. In addition to these, there were many others. They were all the typical tall, rich, and handsome men who had the ability, the looks, and the family background. Who knew how many girls of the younger generation would fight and scheme against each other, but Tangjio didn't take a fancy to any of them. But the heavens knew how to prank people. These rich and handsome men all fell in love with Tangjio at first sight. Because of Tangjio, those people in the same circle fought fiercely. Some of them used to call each other brothers and had a good relationship with each other. But now, they had become enemies. Tang Jingtian smiled in his heart. He didn't expect that there would finally be a man who could make his daughter take the initiative to give herself to him. It was true that a grown girl couldn't be kept at home. Even the most precious daughter of the Tang family had been conquered by someone. Su-yun. Tangjio suddenly opened her mouth. Her voice was crisp and clear like an oriole leaving the valley. Uncle Sangua and 8th uncle don't believe in our love. Let's prove it to them, okay? Okay. Su-yun said it casually, but in his heart he muttered, okay my ass. He didn't even know how Tangjio wanted to prove it. This was in front of Guogwa and Cho-yun. If he did something out of line, what if Guogwa went back and told Ruan Qingshuang? How could he continue living then? Tangjio didn't hesitate at all. As soon as Su-yun finished speaking, Tang Jiu directly went over and sealed Su Yun's mouth with her lips that were glowing with lipstick. Su Yun's brain buzzed. He couldn't help but recite in his heart, red lips and white teeth, beautiful like a star. Those soft lips were like 2 pieces of ice-cold jelly. Su Yun couldn't help but open his mouth and suck them. This was a F*** human instinct, okay? Su Yun's eyes widened. F***ck. He felt like an arrow on a bow that had to be released. Tang Jiu's heart was still holding a rock in the beginning, but the moment their cold lips touched, her whole body went limp. This kind of electric shock was almost unbearable. In just a moment, the moment Su Yun sucked on her upper lip, her whole body went limp in Su Yun's arms. Her delicate and boneless charm was vividly displayed at this moment. Cho Yun's gaze instantly shifted to the side, while Guogua hurriedly covered her eyes with both hands. However, she could see clearly through the gaps between her fingers. She was still muttering words that were inappropriate for children, and that he really didn't care about her feelings. This kiss stunned everyone present. It wasn't only Tang Jingtian who knew that Tang Jiu had high standards and didn't like any man. All of Tang Jiu's uncles and brothers knew this very well. This was also the reason why Tang Yi asked her to prove it. He didn't believe that Tang Jiu would have any intimate contact with this man. However, Tang Jiu's actions completely stunned everyone in the Tang family. Tang Jiu, who initially only wanted to persuade people, started to enjoy this kind of gentle feeling more and more. She never thought that kissing could be such a warm thing. Previously, Tang Jiu always thought that kissing was a kind of man's possessiveness. She didn't expect that she would fall in love with this kind of feeling. Su Yun was even more speechless. At first, he was speechless and didn't know what to do. Now he didn't care about anything else. If he died, then he died. What was that saying again? If he died under a peony, he would still be a romantic ghost. Today this bro had to be romantic. This meant that this experience was worth remembering, right? From the beginning of their performance to the current state of selflessness, it was completely out of human instinct. At the beginning, it was like a dragonfly skimming the surface of the water, and now it was a French kiss. This kind of thing really didn't need to be taught. This kiss lasted for more than a minute, until Tang Jiu couldn't breathe anymore. Then, the two reluctantly separated. Ahem. Tang Jingtian coughed lightly. This was a little reminder from a father. After all, this was in public, and it was in front of him, the father. After all, the Huaxia people weren't as open-minded as the Western people, especially the people of Tang Jingtian's generation. Su Yun also quickly returned to his position. If he fell deeper, it would be troublesome. Tang Jiu's flushed face couldn't calm down for a long time. Although her gaze shifted to the people in the hall, she still whispered to Su Yun without moving her lips. "What are you using to poke me? It's so hard. Hurry up and take it away." Su Yun was stunned. "My hands were hugging you, and I only cared about enjoying the warmth just now. Who would have the time to poke you? Moreover, we're in public. I'm not that kind of person." Tang Jiu frowned slightly. She twisted her body again and urged, "Hurry up and take it away." Su Yun only felt a current hit the top of his head. What the F***ck? Only then did he realize that he had a reaction. Wasn't this too embarrassing? Tang Jiu's so-called poke was because Su Xiaoyan was useless. "I didn't poke you. It's my brother." Su Yun tried his best to lower his voice. "If you move again, I won't be able to control it." Tang Jiu instantly understood Su Yun's meaning. Her entire face turned as red as an apple. Her next natural reaction was to quickly get up and leave. However, Su Yun didn't let her go. He held Tang Jiu's waist tightly and made her sit on his body obediently. F***ck. "Big sister, if you get up now, you'll be making a fool of me. My pants are thin." Su Yun looked at everyone with a smile. His lips moved slightly, and his voice was so low that only Tang Jiu could hear it. "Let's not talk about the fact that your whole family is here. Guogua is also secretly watching. No matter what, you have to give me some face as a father." Tang Jiu took a deep breath and squeezed out 2 words. "Pervert." Su Yun also tried his best to adjust his raging hormones. "I'm a pervert? You're the one who sat on me. Why didn't you think about my feelings when you sat on me? I'm a hot-blooded young man in my 20s. Other than Lu Xiaohui, who isn't a man, only a eunuch can remain calm. Tang Jiu had no words to refute. She could only sit on Su Yun's body obediently, allowing the embarrassing thing to press against her body. Then hurry up and make it go away. Su Yun was completely speechless. If I had the final say, I wouldn't have made it stick up just now. At this time, Tang Yi took the lead to clap. With a fake smile on his face he blessed, I didn't expect ninth sister to find her true love in just a few days after leaving Jibei City. It seems like Hudong City produces heroes. Alright, let's see what kind of ability the man ninth sister has set her eyes on has. Second uncle, seventh uncle, eighth uncle, dad and brothers, let's wait and see. Alright. Tang Sangua snorted heavily. Guogua bent her waist and said to everyone, don't look down on me. My father isn't like you ordinary people. My father is Superman. Tang Zhengtian didn't give them a chance to speak again. He raised his hand and pressed it down. You all know my body's condition very well. Since little Jiu brought us someone she trusts, then as a father, I naturally have to give them a chance and let them try. I hope that you uncles can help little Jiu and little Jiu. Brother Tian, don't worry. We definitely will. Tang Zhenfeng stood up. At this point he could only say more. If that's the case, then let's stop here for today. You should rest early. While speaking, Tang Huazhong and Tang Wanha also stood up. They both told Tang Zhengtian to rest early and take care of his body. The only one who was dissatisfied with this was Tang Sangua. It was his regret that they couldn't separate from the family, because he was the only child in the Tang family, and both of them were sons. If they separated from the family, he could get double the share, which was the biggest. It was most beneficial for him to separate from the Tang family, but looking at the situation today, it seemed that their plan was completely ruined. Chapter 155. Tang Jingtian also stood up. Little Jiu Su Yun, help me send the guests off. Yes. After Tang Jiu finished speaking, she looked back at Su Yun, her face full of anxiety. She whispered, are you done yet? Can you hurry up? Damn. Su Yun almost vomited blood. No matter how he listened to it, it didn't sound like she wanted him to get rid of the tent. What did she mean by can you hurry up? Damn. She was looking down on him. He was known as the Silver Spear Little Overlord. Bah, Su Yun cursed inwardly. This title was too smelly. It was only suitable for Li. With no other choice, Su Yun directly forced his chi into the tent. He could only use this method to make his valiant and spirited little brother give up first. He could only wait until he gathered his troops and bought horses in the future. Alas, he didn't know if this would affect his sex life in the future. Tang Jiu only felt that the hard thing poking her body disappeared in an instant. She didn't have time to blush and think about random things. She hurriedly stood up, afraid that she would accidentally cause Su Yun to lose control again. Second uncle, third uncle, seventh uncle, eighth uncle, take care. I'm worried about my father's health, so I won't send you off. Although Tang Jiu stood up, she didn't really mean to send the guests off. In her opinion, these uncles who loved her so much when she was young were now hungry wolves eyeing the Tang family's property. Then stay. Tang Wanha was the easiest to talk to. He immediately responded. However, Tang Sangua wasn't so easy to get rid of. He smiled slightly and said, since Su Yun is already a member of the Tang family, you should at least send his uncles and brothers off for the first time, right? Of course. In the future, Su Yun will have to rely on your help in Northern Ji. As Su Yun spoke, he had already walked in front of them. He stretched out one hand and said, third uncle, please. Tang Sangua snorted, and then swaggered out of the door. Tang Xiaofeng and Tang Yi followed closely behind their father. Seeing this, Tang Zhenfeng also walked out in front of Su Yun. Then Tang Wanha and Tang Huazhong also took their sons, Tang Sun and Tang Jinsheng, and left with Tang Jingtian. Tang Kun and Tang Wanqin, these two fatherless children, could only follow behind them, vividly expressing the saying that a fatherless child was like a blade of grass. Especially in such a large family, they didn't even have the most basic backing. What else could they do other than be parasites? In the end, only Tang Long remained in the Tang family. Tang Long was the same as old 5 and old 6. He had lost his father, but the difference between him and them was that he did not want to be a parasite. As the eldest son and eldest grandson of the 4th generation of the Tang family, he naturally had his own great ambitions. After Su Yun sent the important figures out, the other clansmen also took their leave. Tang Jingtian just waved his hand, indicating for everyone to leave. He didn't expect that when Tang Jinfeng, Tang Sangua and Tang Jingtian, Tang Jinfeng, and Tang Sangua, Tang Long, no one dared to refute them. After watching everyone leave the room, Tang Jingtian's face changed. He raised his hand to cover his chest and said softly, "Water." Tang Jiu's face changed greatly. In the blink of an eye, his father's face became so pale. It could be seen that he had been holding on to not show his exhaustion. After all, Tang Jingtian had been a man of his word in the Tang family for so many years. Today, his nephew of the younger generation actually talked back to him in public. Although he didn't care about it on the surface, the anger in his heart was not so easy to control. Tang Long saw this and hurriedly ran to the servant's room. He knocked on the door and said, "Aunt Xue, Aunt Xue, where's Uncle Tang's medicine?" An aunt of about 60 years old quickly walked out of the servant's room, but her complexion was definitely younger than her actual age. She looked worried and quickly took out the medicine that Tang Jingtian needed to take at any time. Cho Yun immediately poured a cup of warm water for Aunt Xue to help Tang Jingtian take the medicine. Although Guoguo was anxious, there was nothing she could do to help. She could only watch. Tang Jiu's eyes were red. He asked worriedly, "Aunt Xue, is my father okay?" "Don't worry, Miss Jiu. He'll be fine as long as he takes the medicine in time. He's been overworked recently. He'll be fine after some rest," Aunt Xue said faintly. Alas, little Tang's illness came too suddenly. In the Tang family, the only person who dared to call Tang Jingtian Little Tang was Auntie Xue, a servant of the Tang family. Although Auntie Xue was a servant, she had been in the Tang family for 40 years. Back then, when Auntie Xue entered the Tang family at the age of 20, Tang Jingtian was only a little over 10 years old. Tang Jinfeng and the others were not even 10 years old yet. Therefore, even though Auntie Xue was a servant, her status in the Tang family wasn't as simple as a servant. Tang Jiu and the rest of the younger generation had to respectfully call her Auntie Xue. Even Tang Jingtian and the rest of the generation had to respect Auntie Xue, who had watched them grow up. After taking the medicine, Tang Jingtian's complexion looked much better. He smiled and said slowly, "Thank you, Sister Xue." "Alas, how many times do I have to tell you to pay attention to your body?" Aunt Xue shook her head helplessly. "Jiu, although Aunt Xue is old, I heard what happened outside. After all, Aunt Xue is an outsider. I shouldn't get involved in the disputes of the Tang family. However, I really hope that you can help your father." Tang Jiu was already weeping. "Aunt Xue, you're not an outsider. In my eyes, you're closer to me than anyone else. You care about the Tang family more than my second uncle and third uncle." Tang Long was standing on the side. After seeing Tang Jingtian finish the water, he hurriedly took it and frowned. He seemed to be struggling internally. "Uncle Tang, I really didn't expect Yifei to do such a disgraceful thing. If I had known That's enough, Tang Long, don't blame yourself. Go back." Tang Jingtian didn't have the energy to fight with the younger generation. He believed that Tang Jiu could handle this matter well. Tang Long shook his head. "Uncle Tang, how can I leave in your condition? What if?" "There's no what if," Tang Jiu reprimanded. "Aunt Xue and I are enough. You all go." Tang Long's heart was blocked. However, he told himself that even Han Xian could endure the humiliation of kneeling, so his tolerance was nothing. Okay. Sister Jiu, you must help Aunt Xue take care of Uncle Tang. If there's anything, you must call me immediately. Tang Long, you go. I want to talk to Jiu alone." Tang Jingtian gave the final order to leave. Tang Long stood up and nodded. "Yes, Uncle Tang. I'll go back first." "I won't see you out," Tang Jiu said bluntly. Tang Long didn't stay any longer. He knew that there was no point in staying here. He might as well go back and think about how to explain things to Tang Yifei. Tang Yifei must hate him to the bone now. However, there was nothing he could do. Who told him to be so arrogant? Tang Jingtian hadn't even breathed his last, and he wanted to rebel. He was simply crazy. Tang Long walked out of the Tang family's courtyard. Su Yin was at the door sending him off like a host. At this moment he had the urge to kill someone. When he thought about how Tang Jingtian would rather hand the Tang family to Tang Jiu and an outsider than let him, the eldest son and grandson, take over, his heart was filled with endless jealousy. Before Tang Sangwa left, he said to Su Yun, "Young man, I can see that you're very capable and that you're not simple. However, you must understand that the Tang family is not a small family. The water is very deep. If you really step in, I'm afraid you won't be able to get out." "Thank you for your advice, Uncle Tang. Su Yin will definitely be careful. Hee, I'm not afraid of the Tang family's deep waters. I know how to swim." Su Yin smiled slightly. He didn't have any intention of backing down. This old fox was talking to him. Of course, he wouldn't be so obedient. If this old thing wasn't Tang Jiu's uncle, and wasn't related by blood, Su Yin would have already slapped him. F***ck, why are you acting like an old man in front of me? Tang Sangwa saw that Su Yin didn't know how to appreciate kindness and sneered in his heart. "Alright, then I'd like to see what kind of tricks you can play in the Tang family." "Sangwa, it's good for young people to be driven. Why do you have to dispel his enthusiasm?" Tang Jinfeng said indifferently. It was obvious that the two of them didn't get along. Tang Jinfeng didn't even help his own brother in this matter. Tang Sangwa glared at Tang Jinfeng. "Second brother, what do you mean by this? You're speaking for an outsider, and you're going against me?" Tang Jinfeng laughed and didn't answer. Su Yin also laughed and said, "Second uncle, I'm really flattered by what you've done. I'll definitely not let you down and help Tang Jiu take care of the Tang family properly." Humph. It was hard to tell whether Tang Jinfeng was laughing or angry. "It's good to be driven, but remember what your uncle said just now. The Tang family's waters are very deep. Don't think that you can overturn rivers and seas just because you know how to swim. I'll give you a piece of advice here. Those who drown are those who know how to swim. Those who don't know how to swim don't have the guts to enter the water. Those who dare to enter the water think that they're good swimmers. Only when they drown will they know whether they're good swimmers or not." Su Yin nodded. Second uncle's words are insightful. F***ck. Su Yin cursed in his heart. He thought that this old fox wouldn't go overboard. He didn't expect this bastard to threaten him directly. "Drown. Humph, bring it on if you have the ability. I really don't know where I can't mix in." This was why Su Yin used the word insightful to praise him. The word insightful was often heard as fart by uncultured people. Obviously, Tang Jinfeng's two nephews, Tang Xiaofeng and Tang Yi, were the type of uncultured people. As soon as Su Yin said the word insightful, the two of them burst out laughing. They didn't have any intention of leaving their second uncle any face. Tang Sangwa also saw that Su Yin had a poisonous mouth. He didn't want to look for trouble. After saying wait and see, he directly drove away in his Audi A8. Tang Jinfeng's face turned white, but he couldn't say anything. Chapter 156. Tang Jinfeng was ridiculed by a junior, but he still suppressed his anger. At this time, Black Martin and Hu Lang, who were left in front of the Tang villa by Tang Yifei, also came forward. "Where is the second young master?" Tang Jinfeng tried his best to control the anger in his heart. Today's matter was caused by his son's lack of calm. He would never forgive him. Black Martin lowered his head and said, "He has already left." Tang Jinfeng's mouth twitched. He gritted his teeth and said angrily, "I don't care what method you use. Bring him home immediately. I will wait for him at home." "Second uncle, don't be angry. Take care on the road." Su Yin added fuel to the fire. "If you are anxious and something happens to you, then you won't see the day I drown." Tang Jinfeng snorted. "Then I thank you. Don't worry. I, Tang Jinfeng, am very tough. Let's wait and see who will lose his footing first. Young man, don't be too self-righteous. You are very outstanding, but not to the point that the Tang family will only respect you." After saying this, Tang Jinfeng opened the door and sat in his top-notch 7 Series BMW. He stepped on the accelerator angrily and drove away. Su-yin was not done yet. He waved his hand behind and shouted with a sad face, "Second uncle, drive slowly. We are not in a hurry to reincarnate. You don't have to work so hard." Tang-kun and the others felt a chill. This guy was really bold. He actually ignored Tang Jinfeng's position in the Tang family. Even if Tang Jinfeng drove far away and couldn't hear it, no one would dare to shout so loudly. Su-yin glanced at Tang-kun and Tang Wanxin, who didn't have any backing, and smiled without malice. "Fifth brother, sixth brother, take care. When there is time, brother-in-law will treat you to a drink." Tang-kun and Tang Wanxin instantly felt a surge of warmth in their hearts. In the entire generation of the Tang family, except for the two of them who had invited each other to drink, none of the other brothers had invited them on any occasion. They had always looked down on the two of them. "Brother, with your words, fifth brother will support you." Tang-kun immediately expressed his position, and instantly felt that this outsider was much bigger. Tang Wanxin secretly tugged at Tang-kun's arm, hinting to her to be careful. The walls have ears. She didn't even know what this guy was capable of, yet she was already on his side. She was simply making a wild bet. When the time came, she wouldn't even know how she died. "If you want to rope and power, you've found the wrong person," Tang Wanxin said directly. "We can't help you with anything in the Tang family. See you later." After that, he urged Tang-kun to get in the car. The two of them, one in the front and one in the back, gradually drove away. Tang Long, who hadn't walked out of the villa's door, heard it clearly. He really didn't dare to take Su-yin lightly in his heart. This guy's eyes were really sharp. He knew what kind of people were the easiest to rope in at this time. He could see that the two guys were the people with the lowest status in the Tang family, but he didn't look down on them. This was Su-yun's advantage. At this time, he could rope in people's hearts and make the two feel grateful to him. Although the two guys had the lowest status in the Tang family, they were still members of the Tang family. As long as they were members of the Tang family, they could help him at any critical time. Tang Long took a deep breath and tried to make his expression look more flustered. He hurriedly ran to Su-yin and said, "Uncle Tang's heart has a problem again. Hurry up and go in to see him. I'm worried that Sister Jill will be sad. Today's situation is special, so I won't stay any longer. I'm afraid that Uncle Tang and Sister Jill will be angry when they see me. Alas, I don't want to talk about it. It's all a misunderstanding. I'll go first." Su-yin frowned slightly and said, "Brother Long, take care." Tang Long drove his Volkswagen Phaeton and quickly left. He should be the last person to leave. Those so-called members of the Tang family didn't have the right to speak. They were just here to be bystanders. After today's incident, they were afraid that they would be implicated, so they had already left. Su-yin looked at the Volkswagen Phaeton in the distance and thought that Tang Long was indeed a profound person. He could tell from his car that it was a top-notch 12-cylinder Phaeton that was worth more than 2 million. However, no matter how he looked at it, it looked like a large Passat. The exterior was low-key, but the interior was much more luxurious and comfortable. Only Tang Long himself knew why he bought this car. The appearance of his car was the most low-key among all his brothers. Compared with the Land Rover Range Rover, Porsche Cayenne, Audi Q7, and other SUVs, and compared with the Porsche 911, Nissan GT-R, and Audi R8, the appearance of the Phaeton was like a beggar among these cars. No one could tell at a glance that it was worth more than 2,500,000 yuan. Tang Long did this to make his brothers ignore his existence. However, his enjoyment was no less than the others. It could even be said that the price of his car was considered to be above average among all the cars owned by the Tang family. Su-yin heard Tang Long's footsteps when he was sending Tang Sangguo off, but he didn't go up to him. Instead, he waited until everyone left before he pretended to be anxious, and ran over to tell him that Tang Jingtian had a heart attack. Obviously, if Tang Jingtian really had a heart attack, the panic he pretended to be was really disgusting. However, if Tang Jingtian wasn't as dangerous as he said, it could only mean that this person didn't intend to let Su-yin rest easy. No matter what, Su-yin still went in first. When Su-yin entered the door, Guogua rushed over and told Su-yin what happened in the room just now. After learning that Tang Jingtian was fine, Su Yin was relieved. Tang Jio's face finally showed a trace of relief. Have they all left? They've all left. Su Yin smiled. If you trust me, can you let me take a look at Elder Tang's illness? Before Tang Jio could speak, Auntie Shay spoke first. Treating a patient is a doctor's job. It's better for outsiders to not treat patients. Tang Jio was stunned. It sounded like Auntie Shay was very unfriendly towards Su Yin, which made her feel a little embarrassed. On one hand, she was a veteran of the Tang family, whom even her father respected. On the other hand, she had asked Su Yin to help her in Hudong City. If she didn't help either side, it would be embarrassing. Fortunately, Su Yin didn't care and smiled. Tang Jingtian saw that Su Yin was able to see through other people's misunderstandings so easily. He couldn't help but secretly praise him. Auntie Shay, Su Yin meant well. Tang Jio explained on behalf of Su Yin. Guoguo wasn't happy. What's so great about that? You guys don't know how to appreciate kindness. Usually, people who want to ask my father to treat their illness can't get him even with 8 sedan chairs. Today he took the initiative to help you guys, and you guys have such an attitude. F***ck. Su Yin almost choked. What Guoguo said was too exaggerated. She simply compared him to Hua Tuo, Bien Ke, or some other kind of divine doctor. If he really didn't have the ability to treat people, he would be laughed at by Aunt Shui. Auntie Shay didn't do anything because Guoguo was a child. Her expression was still calm as she said to Tang Jio. Jio, Auntie Shay knows that you have your own ideas since you were young. Auntie Shay has always believed in your judgment. The person you like can't be wrong. He must be a dragon among men. Tang Jio breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, Auntie Shay. Therefore, Su Yin is very outstanding. Su Yin didn't understand. Was Auntie Shay praising him in disguise? Or this Auntie Shay was really, how should he put it? Guoguo was happy when she heard this. She said, that makes sense. Can the father I like be bad? If he isn't a dragon among men, Feng Guoguo, wouldn't like him either. Hee, Sister Little Jio, we are indeed good sisters. You can even judge a person accurately. Tang Jiu nodded. Cho Yun was speechless. She was afraid that Su Yin wouldn't be able to bear such a high praise. But Auntie Shay's words made Tang Jio and Guoguo's proud expressions freeze. She continued, this is a special time. Jio, you know your father's condition the best. At this time, you can't let your guard down. Auntie Shay believes in you, but at this time, please allow Auntie Shay to doubt the person you like. I won't let anyone have a chance to get close to your father. If something happens, I will be sorry for the Tang family. Tang Jio's face was clouded with worry. Auntie Shay, please don't say that. I know you are doing this for the good of the Tang family, for Jio and my father. I understand, I really do. After all, Tang Jio was a member of the Tang family. It was normal for her to understand. But how would Guoguo and Cho Yun understand? How would Su Yin understand? What if a bad person wants to take advantage of this time? Jio, you are still young. Society is dangerous. Sometimes you have to be vigilant. Auntie Shay's words were a little too much. At least, Tang Jingtian felt that it was a little too much. Although Su Yin didn't say anything on the surface, he was more or less unhappy in his heart. He came here with good intentions, but he was bitten by a dog when he came here. Lu Dongbin didn't know how to appreciate kindness. So of course he would feel uncomfortable. Guoguo wasn't happy. She immediately expressed her position. Sister Xiaojio, although we are good sisters, your auntie's words are too harsh. After all this time, my father and I came all the way to Jibei City to help you, but we became bad people who want to take advantage of your Tang family's property. If that's the case, then we'll go back. Otherwise, there will be people who want to give us a hard time. Guoguo, don't make trouble. Of course, Tang Jio was anxious. She was really afraid that Su Yin would get angry and really leave. Anyway, her temper was like this. If she was Su Yin now, she would definitely fall out with Auntie Shay. Guoguo's little face was red with anger. Did I make trouble? Sister Xiaojio, I'm telling the truth. They don't even have the most basic respect. I'm really disappointed. I won't allow my father to be bullied and talked about like that. Su Yin really loved this little girl. She knew when to stand up for her godfather. Chapter 157. This isn't a matter of apologizing or not. Guogua said angrily. Sister Xiaojio, this has nothing to do with you. I can swallow this anger, but I can't just watch my dad suffer like this. Tang Jingtian suddenly raised his head and laughed. Ha ha ha, whose little girl is this? She's really smart. Su Yin, I don't believe this is your girl. Where did you find such a treasure? Elder Tang, thank you for the compliment. My girl is really smart. Su Yin smiled. She said those words out of anger. Don't take it to heart. After all, she's still a child. Her tolerance is still a bit lacking. Guogua was unhappy when she heard that. Dad, this is a matter of principle. It's not a matter of tolerance. Yes. This is a matter of principle. Our Tang family has been rude to our guests. Ha ha ha, Su Yin, I sincerely apologize for this matter. Tang Jingtian said. I believe that the person my daughter likes is not the kind of person who brags. Since you said so, I believe you have a profound understanding of medicine, right? Su Yin smiled. I can't say it's profound, but I know a thing or two. Tang Jingtian slammed the table. Good. As expected, you're knowledgeable and young. Today you'll take a look at this old thing and see how long I can live. Ha ha ha, you can also let Jio, or prepare for my funeral in advance. Ha ha ha. Dad. What nonsense are you talking about? Tang Jio was so anxious that she almost turned hostile. If Tang Jingtian said another unlucky word, she would immediately disown him. Tang Jingtian could only laugh dryly. Seeing his daughter so anxious for him, he felt that his life was not in vain. No, as long as I'm here, I won't let outsiders mess around. Auntie Shui coldly rejected again. You're the head of the Tang family. How can you let anyone treat you? I only believe in doctors. I don't believe in anyone. Guogua was instantly filled with hatred for Auntie Shui. Why are you so unreasonable? Even Elder Tang said that he could let my father treat him. What right do you have to say that you don't believe it? My father hasn't even seen it yet. How do you know that he can't do it? Is it you or Grandfather Tang who has the final say in this family? Auntie, why are you so old-fashioned? Even doctors might not be better than my dad. Sister Shui, I believe in little Su. Let him try. Tang Jingtian smiled faintly. Tang Jiu also said, That's right, Auntie Shui. Su Yin definitely doesn't have any improper thoughts about our Tang family. I can guarantee that, really. He's definitely not with me because he wants anything from our Tang family. Su Yin, hurry up and explain to Auntie Shui. There's nothing to explain. Grandfather Tang said he trusts me, so I'll show it to him. I'm afraid no one else has the right to stop me. Su Yin smiled. Auntie Shui, I'm sorry to offend you. It's not that I don't want to listen to you, but I'm more congenial with Elder Tang. Auntie Shui's expression instantly turned ugly. You'll regret not listening to me. Jiu, you've always listened to Auntie Shui since you were young. Today you actually... Auntie Shui, please don't think that way. Tang Jiu felt extremely uncomfortable after hearing Auntie Shui's words. Grandfather Tang, let's go to your room then. Su Yin ignored Auntie Shui's obstruction. He wasn't going to argue with an old woman like Guogua. Seeing how Tang Jiu respected Auntie Shui, he assumed that Auntie Shui must have worked hard and contributed greatly to the Tang family. Tang Jingtian smiled and stood up. Auntie Shui saw that she couldn't stop him, so she let out a long sigh. Her face was full of worry. It was as if the entire Tang family would be snatched away by an outsider if Su Yin came into contact with Tang Jingtian. Tang Jingtian didn't say anything else. He directly brought Su Yin to his room. He was really curious about the all-rounder that Tang Jiu had brought back. Was he really good at everything? Tang Jiu could only comfort her. Auntie Shui, don't worry. Su Yin knows a thing or two about this. He won't mess around. Even though Tang Jiu said that, Auntie Shui still frowned. She stood up and said, Jiu, what do you want to eat? You must be hungry. Auntie Shui will make medicinal porridge for you, okay? You must not have eaten well outside during this time. Your complexion doesn't look good. Auntie Shui is worried. The more Guogua listened, the more uncomfortable she felt. The medicinal porridge that Sister Gio ate at our house is definitely better than the one you made. Why doesn't she look good? You make it sound like we didn't take good care of Sister Gio. Humph. Auntie Shue smiled faintly and went to the kitchen. Tangjio didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He picked up Guagua and said, "Okay, Sister will prepare a room for Guagua first. We will eat after the room is ready. Guagua can try it later." Auntie Shue's medicinal porridge is comparable to your father's medicinal porridge. When Guagua heard that she could rest and that there would be delicious food later, she was no longer angry. She immediately became excited with Tangjio. Cho Yun didn't say anything. She silently followed behind Tangjio. It had to be said that the Tang family's villa was very big. The third floor was Tang Jingtian's, and the second floor was Tangjio's world. Therefore, Guagua could live wherever she wanted on this floor. After Su Yin and Tang Jingtian came to one of his study rooms, Tang Jingtian took off his shirt and sat down according to Su Yun's instructions. Then he stretched out his wrist to Su Yun. Seeing that Tang Jingtian could still maintain such a figure in his 50s, Su Yun somewhat admired him. This wasn't something an ordinary middle-aged man could do. His 8-pack was still clearly visible. Su Yun checked Tang Jingtian's pulse with one hand, and the other hand pointed at Tang Jingtian's chest. Sometimes heart problems would affect the frequency and pulse. In this case, there was basically no cure. Therefore, Su Yun had to confirm it first. Fortunately, Tang Jingtian hadn't reached the point where he couldn't be cured. However, this pulse was a bit strange. This pulse definitely wasn't caused by a heart problem. It was obviously caused by an external force that caused Tang Jingtian's heart to not have enough blood supply, which led to his heart problems. "Grandfather Tang, can you tell me how you feel?" "Su Yun. When did you start to have heart problems? What was the specific reaction like?" "About a month ago, there was a sudden heart problem without any warning. I went to the hospital for a checkup, and they said it was a myocardial infarction. As for the cause, I don't know. I usually take care of my body. I didn't expect to have heart problems at this age." Although Tang Jingtian said it calmly, he was more or less uncomfortable in his heart. Su Yun shook his head. "Grandfather Tang, I don't know which doctor examined you, but I want to say that according to your pulse, this definitely isn't a heart problem. It definitely isn't a problem with your body." "Oh." Tang Jingtian frowned. "It's not a problem with my body." "Su Yun, what do you mean?" "Grandfather Tang, I really don't dare to say such things." Su Yun's face didn't look like he was joking. "If I said this, let alone you, I'm afraid even Tangjio would fall out with me." Tang Jingtian seemed to have realized something. "Then I have to let Tangjio hear it." Su Yun didn't avoid Tang Jingtian's gaze. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure," Tang Jingtian said. "Go and call her over. After all, this is a matter of the Tang family. I think she needs to know the details. If my heart problem isn't a problem with me, but caused by someone else, then she needs to know the truth," Su Yun said with admiration. "Grandfather Tang, you trust me that much?" Tang Jingtian smiled faintly. "Ever since you stepped into this family, I've trusted you because you were brought back by my daughter. If I'm really wrong, then I'll just take it that I've lived for nothing." Hearing this, Su Yun stood up. "I'll call Tangjio over now." Su Yun left Tang Jingtian's study room and went to the second floor. Tangjio had already arranged a room for Guagua and Cho Yun. The room that Guagua chose was absolutely perfect. The room was less than 50 square meters. Not only was it huge, but it was also filled with plush toys. "Tangjio, come with me," Su Yun said. "There are some things that I need to say in front of you." Tangjio was stunned. Her face instantly turned pale. "Is my father's illness very serious?" "It's not." Su Yun didn't want her to worry. "Not only is it not serious, I'm confident that I can cure him. However, before that, there are some things that I need to say. Your father wants you to listen to him. Can you really cure him? Then, tell me, what do you want?" "I'll agree to anything you want. Really? You don't have to ask for my opinion." Tangjio was excited. Su Yun was speechless. "Do you think that I'm here to ask for something?" Tangjio's face turned red. If Su Yun was that kind of person, he would have already asked for an exorbitant price. Let's go, I'll go with you. I want to go too, Guogwa said. As your good sister, do I have to listen to you? Okay. You go too. Tangjiu held Guogwa's hand and turned to Cho Yun. Cho Yun, you come too. Since you're here, we're family. Cho Yun shook her head. I'm not going. I'm a little tired. I want to rest. Okay. Then you rest. I'll call you when it's time to eat. Tangjiu didn't force her. Guogwa sighed and shook her head. Sigh, it seemed that Sister Cho Yun was upset just now. Otherwise, why would she feel tired? She must have felt weird after seeing Su Yun kissing Tangjiu. Su Yun glanced at Cho Yun. He knew that she had something on her mind, but he didn't know that it was because of him. Since Cho Yun liked to be alone, he might as well let her be alone for a while. The three of them left the room and went straight to Tang Jingtian's study on the 3rd floor. Guogwa seemed to be very satisfied with this villa. She seemed to recall the place where she used to live. It felt quite similar to this place. Chapter 158. Su Yun, don't keep me in suspense. How is my father's condition? Tangjiu was only worried about her father's condition. Hurry up and tell me. I'm about to die from anxiousness. Just tell me how he needs to be treated. Su Yun took a deep breath and finally said, Grandfather Tang's illness isn't caused by his body. Someone has been secretly feeding him drugs that are not good for his heart. Some drugs are good for the heart if taken in small amounts for a short period of time. However, if taken over a long period of time or in excess, it will cause heart problems. Tang Jingtian had already realized that there was such a problem. That was why he asked Tangjiu to come over and listen. Tangjiu frowned when he heard that. Su Yun, what do you mean? Are you saying that someone has been secretly feeding my father poison for a long period of time? Am I stupid? Do you think I'll just stand by and watch a disloyal person poison my father? Can you bring Grandfather Tang's medical kit over? Su Yun, I'll prove it to you. Tangjiu immediately followed Su Yun's instructions and brought out all the medical kits in the house for Su Yun. Su Yun didn't hesitate and opened all of them. Medicine was a very subtle thing. Su Yun, who was proficient in pharmacology, understood this point very well. Medicine, when used correctly, could save people. However, if used well, it could also harm people. Soon, Su Yun took out a bottle of quinidine tablets. This is an important drug used to treat arrhythmias. However, when the blood concentration exceeds 6 micrograms per liter, it will cause ventricular paroxysmal tachycardia and even ventricular fibrillation. It can also cause coronary artery embolism, stroke, sudden loss of consciousness, twitching of limbs, and even respiratory arrest. Tangjiu's eyes widened. She didn't expect Su Yun's knowledge of medicine to be so deep. Tang Jingtian looked at Su Yun with interest. This young man's performance was getting better and better. No wonder little Jiu was so infatuated with him. Although Tang Jingtian vaguely felt that their relationship wasn't that of lovers, he was sure that his daughter was moved. Digitalis and digoxin are used to treat heart failure. However, if used in excess, it can cause arrhythmias, atrioventricular block, or congestive heart failure. If not treated in time, it can result in death due to ventricular fibrillation. Su Yun flipped through the pages and said, excessive use of aminophylline can lead to sinus tachycardia, and respiratory distress can lead to ventricular fibrillation. Excessive use of lidocaine can cause a drop in blood pressure, and even cardiac arrest. Tangjiu did not understand what Su Yun was saying, and she did not want to listen anymore. Even if what you said is not good, my father definitely did not eat it randomly. Tang Jingtian nodded. Su Yun Jur is right. I've never taken any of these medicines. Even if I needed them, I took them under the doctor's orders. There's no mistake. Elder Tang. Forget it, I'll just call you Uncle Tang. Calling you Elder Tang makes you sound old. With a faint smile, Su Yun continued. Uncle Tang, what I want to say is that if a person without any mental illness takes these drugs for a long time, it will also cause the heart muscle function to become chaotic. Do you understand what I mean? Why would my father take medicine when he's not sick? Tang Jiu frowned. Su Yin, what are you trying to say? Tang Jingtian's expression had already begun to change. He tried his best not to think too much, but his body could not help but tremble. What I want to say is that someone has been adding these drugs to Uncle Tang's meals for a long time, which led to Uncle Tang's current state. Su Yin was very serious. He did not sound like he was joking at all. Even Guogua could tell what Su Yin meant. She immediately covered her mouth and looked at Tang Jingtian and Tang Jiu in shock. Tang Jiu was furious. She pushed Su Yin and scolded. Su Yin, what do you mean? My father's meals at home are all prepared by Auntie Shay herself. No one else will touch them. Auntie Shay only suspected you for my father and me. You don't have to blame Auntie Shay for such a small thing, do you? Be more polite to the guests. Tang Jingtian said. Su Yin did not mind being pushed by Tang Jiu. He smiled and said, Uncle Tang has a lot of dinners outside. It's not impossible for someone to do something outside. I'm not talking about Auntie Shay. But it's Auntie Shay who takes care of our meals most of the time. Tang Jiu was still very angry. Su Yin, I'm warning you, don't talk nonsense. Guogua could not help but speak up for Su Yin. Sister Xiaojiu, my father has good intentions. Don't blame him. He always says what he wants to say. He would never say anything bad about that auntie just because she suspected him. My father is not that kind of person. You should know that. Su Yin did not know whether to laugh or cry as he looked at Guogua. This little girl was even more protective than him. Su Yin, I'm sorry. After Tang Jiu calmed down, he realized that Su Yin was not the kind of person who would talk nonsense. I was a little too agitated just now. Just pretend that I didn't say those words. I really didn't do it on purpose. It's nothing. Su Yin waved his hand and smiled. I know you believe Auntie Shay. I'm just making an inference. When Auntie Shay finishes cooking, I just need to taste it to know. Tang Jiu frowned deeply. Dad, we suspect Auntie Shay. I feel that. It's not suspicion. It's to help your Auntie Shay. Tang Jingtian smiled. I don't believe that Auntie Shay would do that either. However, since Su Yin said so, we have to believe him. Su Yin smiled. I don't want this to have anything to do with Auntie Shay either. At that moment, Auntie Shay informed them that it was time to eat. Tang Jingtian stood up with a smile. Let's go. No matter what, let's invite Su Yin to try Auntie Shay's cooking. Her medicinal cuisine is very good. How is it, Su Yin? My dad said that Auntie Shay's cooking is really good. It's not worse than yours. Tang Jiu threw away the haze from before and unconsciously put his arm around Su Yin's arm. Tang Jingtian looked surprised. Su Yin can cook? The chef of the medicinal cuisine restaurant is not just for show. Tang Jiu introduced proudly. Guogua exclaimed and ran out. I'll go call Sister Cho Yun. You guys can go down first. After they sat down, Auntie Shay served the medicinal cuisine that she was good at. Su Yin picked up his chopsticks without hesitation. Uncle Tang, I won't stand on ceremony. I haven't eaten anything on the way here. I'm a little hungry. Tang Jingtian smiled. He knew what Su Yin meant. Come, you're the guest. Please enjoy. Okay. Haha, I'll try it first. Su Yin picked up his chopsticks and stuffed the food into his mouth. Because Guogua was very suspicious that the old woman would poison the food, she went to find Cho Yen in advance and told her what had happened just now. Guogua, whose stomach was growling, could only force a smile and say that she was not hungry. After eating, Su Yin couldn't help but praise, Auntie Shay's cooking is good. Auntie Shay stood to the side expressionlessly. Even though Su Yin said that, she didn't smile. She said coldly, Little girl, are you afraid that I'll poison the food? Your stomach is growling, but you still refuse to eat. You guys are too careful. No. I didn't say that. I just don't want to eat. Guogua really didn't want to offend Auntie Shay. She muttered in her heart that she was taking advantage of her seniority, and didn't say anything else. Su Yin didn't find anything wrong with the dishes. He indicated that there was no problem. The stone in Tang Jiu's heart was instantly lifted. Auntie Shay's expression was cold. She seemed to know what Su Yin was doing. When the meal was almost finished, Auntie Shay brought out a small bowl of cordyceps and figs from the kitchen. Drink it while it's hot. Auntie Shay, what about us? Su Yin immediately asked. This is prepared separately. I'm sorry, it's not for you. Auntie Shay didn't hesitate. Tang Jingtian looked at the cordyceps and figs in front of him and thought of Su Yun's words. Could it be that the soup he drank after every meal was the culprit? Su Yin giggled as he placed the pot in front of Tang Jingtian. I'm sorry, Uncle Tang. I'm greedy and useless. Since I'm a guest, why don't you let me drink it? Tang Jingtian smiled. He knew what Su Yin meant. No, it's not for you. Auntie Shay scolded angrily. Her expression changed. The stone in Tang Jiu's heart was lifted again. Auntie Shay had such a big reaction. Was she really guilty? The cordyceps and figs were her father's soup after every meal. It was also the most likely place the drugs that damaged the heart. Su Yin didn't pay attention to Auntie Shay's words. He picked up the bowl of soup and drank it. Guoguo's heart jumped when she saw that. Auntie Shay's reaction was so big that Guogua felt as if it was a bowl of poison. Whoever drank it would die. Su Yin drank it all in one breath. He put the bowl on the table and touched his mouth. He praised Auntie Shay. Auntie Shay, your soup is so good. You're very familiar with the resistance between ingredients and drugs. You can use the original taste of the ingredients to cover the smell of the drugs. This technique is not something ordinary people can do. Auntie Shay looked at Su Yin coldly. She didn't look happy at all. Thank you. Tang Jiu was startled by Su Yin's ambiguous words. She was really afraid that Su Yin would say that Auntie Shui had really put the medicine that damaged her father's heart muscle in the pot of cordyceps and figs. Tang Jingtian sat quietly in his seat and waited for Su Yin's answer. He was prepared. If Auntie Shay had something to do with this, then God wanted him dead. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.